There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, Cavite State University. Welcome to our webinar today entitled Employment Engagement, Learning from Global Inclusion and Trend. So today we have speakers from Ernst & Young, Department of Labor and Employment, and also an esteemed alumnus from the university to be delivering a couple of topics. Yeah. So before we start, please join us for the singing of the prayer and the national anthem.
Our Heavenly Father, the fount of all goodness and grace, the cause of wisdom, the source of intelligence, we welcome you, O Lord, to this auspicious gathering of your beloved, who continuously give you thanks for every opportunity to learn something new and become fruitful to the works of your creation. We humbly come to you, not because we are worthy, but because we find ourselves in need of you, who is our strength and our hope, to continue despite the challenges we face in health, prosperity, and our solidarity with one another. We pray that today's gathering made possible by the grace of advancements in technology and social media, become successful in its endeavors so we can offer it back to you as our humble offering to honor you, glorify you, and love you through our deeper connection with everyone. May we find bliss in today's session and become more productive children and co-creators of the earth. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiging selos ang sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingin, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhabing pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, welcome everyone. So thank you for everyone who joined us and who are here on time. Thank you. So please keep your comments coming. So we'd like to know where you're from. Please comment your name and course in our comment section. And we also encourage you to put in your questions so we can answer them after each speaker's talk. So if you have friends na wala pa dito, please tag them and please share this video with them because attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this event. So the recordings of this webinar will also be posted on jobs180.com Facebook page, the CvSU main Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. So here's our schedule for this afternoon. We will be doing resume preparation to be covered by jobs180.com, personality development and tips for the interview to be covered by Ernst & Young Global Delivery Services. Skills needed for in the new normal, this will be presented by Cognizant. Labor education for graduating students, Department of Labor and Employment. And things I wish to know before graduating college, this will be discussed by Sir Renz Mendoza, an alumni of the Cavite State University. So shout out to everyone who was here. Again, we have a lot of topics to run through today. So let's go to our first speaker. So our first speaker for this afternoon is Sir Kim Chua. He is the Managing Director for jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, human resources. And he is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So Sir Kim, you know the drill. He will be discussing job applications using the resume link. Please take it away, sir.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next next applicant. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis makita ng HR at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na, possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So, ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So, I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating mo sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang tourism at pang HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam niyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam niyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam niyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So that's yun na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng mga ganun kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing good example. Yan, member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, panakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So, hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Huwag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O, di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the company by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Gusto mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yun. have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to everyone who has questions with regard to Sir Kim's presentation, please reserve it. And part nyo muna. Here to discuss personality development and tips for the interview, we have Ms. Mariel Palomares, Senior Associate for Talent Attraction and Talent Acquisition for Ernst & Young Philippines. Ms. Yel has been in the industry for more than 10 years, handling different facets of HR. She started with outbound sourcing, then moved to end-to-end recruitment processing, to facilities and employee relations, to talent marketing, and now handling university partnerships and linkages. Ms. Yel?
Hey, good afternoon. Hi
Hi, Miss
everyone. Hi.
Yael. How are you?
Doing great. Medyo mainit lang na parang
Oh,
uulan na ata. Medyo magulo ang weather. So, I hope everyone is doing well. I know parang November, December is medyo time for flu and colds and all. But I hope you're able to take your lunch. So, I have, again, I'm Yel from Ernst Young Global Delivery Services, Philippines. So, I'll be presenting to you tips for interview and personality development as well. So, allow me to share my screen.
we'll wait for it
Okay.
to, ma'am,
Can you see my screen right
load
now?
on our end. Yes, po. It's up, ma'am.
Okay. So I guess let's
I
start.
leave you to it, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So I hope you hear me guys clearly. So I came from flu as well. So medyo ang boses hindi pa ganun ka normal, hindi pa siya bumabalik. So okay, but moving on. So right now your event is called Employment Engagement Learning from Global Inclusion and Trend. So, good afternoon, everyone from Cavite State University. And first and foremost, I would like to thank you for inviting us here and Jobs 180 as well. So, this is just a quick overview. I will not dwell on the personality development further because actually, when I was back in college, theories of personality is one entire subject. Okay, and it's just a part of the curriculum for psychology. So, imagine how vast the topic is. So, what our agenda for today would be under personality development. What is personality? What is personality development? Why is there a need for personality development? Tips for personality development, and what can you do on a daily basis to develop your personality. For interview tips, however, I'll be giving you tips on, giving you an idea on what are the common interview questions and how you can best deal with it. So time check, it's 1:55 and we have 20 minutes to discuss everything. So okay, let's move on. So, what is personality? So, I'm sure you guys are aware what personality is. So, perhaps first thing that comes to your mind is behavior, ugali ng tao, how they present themselves. Okay, so most probably it's that way. But personality refers to actually enduring characteristics and behavior that compromise a person's unique adjustment to life. So it's really unique per person. So you need not to compare yourself to others or others to yourself. So it depends because it can include major traits, interests, drives, values, self concept, abilities, and emotional patterns. Okay, so it might be explained in different theories. I'm sure you guys are aware of it. If it's Pavlov theories, the usual things that you see online, right? Freudian theories, etc. So it differs in terms of structure and development at the same time. Okay, but it definitely determines behavior. Okay, so based also on the study conducted by psychologists at the University of Illinois, reveals that we can change our personality features if we want to. So we cannot say that, ganyan talaga yan eh. Dati pa yan ganyan eh, bata pa kami, ganyan na yan eh. Okay, so you have the power to change your personality. Okay, so if you want to, you can become the best version of yourself, a version that exudes confidence, zeal, serenity. Okay, the type that makes you stand out. Sabi nga ni Sir Kim kanina, you need to make sure that you stand out or else you'll just be part of the crowd. Okay, and if we have 1,000 of applicants per day, how would you stand out? Right? So once you stand out, it will also help you achieve your goals in life. Okay, so that's a quick overview of what personality. But what is the difference between personality and personality development? So I'm sure you guys are aware as well, because based on the term itself, personality and development. So you have already the clue of what it is. But of course, I'm still here to give further context on what it is. Okay, so personality development is defined as a process of developing and enhancing one's personality. It helps individuals to gain confidence and high self esteem. So, again, it is a process, it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so sabi nga nila, if you do things, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 7 times, it becomes a habit. And then if it becomes a habit, it becomes a behavior and eventually becomes your personality. Okay. So it is said to have a positive impact on one's communication skills and the way you see the world. Okay, individuals tend to develop a positive attitude as a result of personality development. That's why Jobs 180 decided and CavSU decided to have this topic be part of this event today. Why? Because it is tied to your work attitude, your everyday behavior, which enhances your communication skills, which eventually help you land a good job and a better career, right? So, why is there a need for developing your personality? Okay, so first and foremost, it grooms you as an individual. Okay, so it makes you who you are. It defines who you are. Okay, so sometimes it's not just of course the skills matter during the interview and during how you present yourself. Sabi nga ni Sir Kim, this is the chance for you to market who you are, right? So if that's the case, you need to make sure that hindi ka lang groomed on the outside, but you're groomed in the inside as well. Because recruiters and hiring managers does not look at paper alone or what's indicated in your resume or your CV, no matter if it's a one pager or a nine pager type of document. Okay, so once the interview is already there, that's the game changer. You might sound good on paper, but if you don't sound good during the interview, they might choose a different candidate. Okay. Personality development goes a long way in reducing stress and conflicts. Okay, so if of course you're able to be the best version of who you are, okay, so it will avoid further misunderstandings, not just in school, but eventually during the time you're already working, for example. Okay, and it helps you develop a positive attitude in life. Okay, so of course we value our mental health, especially nowadays. Mental health is really up there, unlike several decades before. They just think that people are exaggerating when we talk about mental health. Okay, some people just say na nag-OA lang yan or naku hindi lang kasi naglalalabas or something like that. So right now people are already more aware of what it does and how it affects us and in our entirety. Okay, so at the same time, personality development plays an important role in improving not only your outer but also your inner self, and it helps individual inculcate positive qualities like punctuality, flexible attitude, willingness to learn, friendly nature, eagerness to help others, and so on and so forth. So again, during the interview, it's not just your skills, your expertise, your English communication skills that are checked, or for other industries, your presentation skills, for example. But of course, they also check your work ethic, right? So they check your how do you deal with, let's say, your conflict management, your how professional you are. 'Di ba? Punctuality says a lot regarding professionalism. Okay, so how flexible you can be, especially right now. Hybrid setup is already a trend, and your willingness to learn at the same time, right? So, especially for you guys that you'll be eventually looking for a job, okay, so you're a blank slate. Diba? Tabula rasa. So, if you're willing to learn, you'll be open to all these trainings, boot camp, whatsoever that the company will be providing you. Okay, but if you're not that open to change, to innovation, you'll have a difficult time. Okay, so you need to know how to be versatile, how to be flexible, and be adaptive. Okay, so what will be some of the tips? I got this from LinkedIn. Okay, personality development tips. So first, know you are incomparable. This really a something that I really want to highlight. Because nowadays, especially in the advent of social media, right? People tend to um, not really just we don't want to see it as bragging. Okay, but of course they want to share. They're really thankful of their blessings, but eventually some people see it the other way. Some people tend to be depressed seeing others thrive, in their careers, or if they see people or their friends traveling, 'di ba, sometimes you feel down. Bakit kaya gano'n? Buti pa siya, ganyan. Buti pa siya, masaya, nakabuo na ng sarili niyang family. Buti pa siya, vice president na at a very young age. Buti pa siya, um, ang galing mag-diet and mag-exercise, right? So you tend to compare. Sometimes, hindi naman, we need to accept the fact, that it doesn't mean that we're bad people. It doesn't mean that you are an envious type of person. But, that's normal. Okay, first and foremost, that's normal. Sometimes, you feel like, sana ako rin ganun. Or sana, di ba? Kaya nga siguro, gasgas na yung sana all. Di ba? Usually we say that because we tend to compare ourselves. But you need to know that first, for you to be able to not get depressed, or you to not get, frustrated on yourself for not achieving those types of, let's say, career goals, relationship goals, or whatever goals that is, travel goals. Okay, you need to first, if you think it's really a destructive option already, then prevention is better than cure. You know yourself better. I myself do that actually. If I feel that it's not doing me any good, I transfer. Okay, if I see these things in Facebook and then I don't feel good already, I transfer. I go to Instagram. I go to Twitter, or I'll check on Shopee or Lazada or something like that. Just to refresh your mind, okay, and not feel frustrated, okay, because the control is within yourself. Okay, if you will just let yourself dwell in it, it will really destroy you. Okay, so you just need to first count your blessings. There's a lot of things to be thankful for. Okay, and then focus on improving yourself. Okay, and practice, to be happy for others. It's really hard. I know it's difficult, especially if you work you're really hard already, but still it doesn't seem fair sometimes, but that's normal. You just need to get up, you know, brush it off and work harder. Okay, the time will come. The time will come for you. Okay, so next will be, you need to be a good listener. Okay, you just need not to be a smooth talker, but you need to be a good listener as well. This goes I mean, you in especially for interviews, sometimes you tend to talk a lot. Okay, which actually is a good thing, because the interviewee should really be talking more than the interviewer, but still you need to practice listening skills. Sometimes we tend to, answer immediately without understanding the question. Okay, or sometimes one friend or one family member is trying to confide or rant, and then what you do instead of listen is to tell your own story. Okay, so you need to, take turns perhaps, or practice that listening skill of yours. Third is learn to let go. Okay, this is really hard for a lot of people, whether if it's old things that you bought, old friends that suddenly changed, what do you call this, things that we didn't, goals that we weren't able to reach. Okay, so sometimes we really need to just accept what happened and move forward. Okay, that's my personal advice. Might apply to you, it might not apply to you, but based on, I'm already, I think 36 years old, so I've experienced a lot in life, I can say. So there are really sometimes, the sabi nga nila, tawag doon, 'di ba, adya or laban lang. Sometimes that's applicable, but you need to know when is the time to pull the plug, or when is the time to just accept what happened, learn from it, bring the learnings with you, and then move forward. Okay. Next is be confident. Okay, especially with interviews again, just tailoring it to the next topic. If you're kind of conscious, especially if you're aiming to apply in the IT BPO industry, for example, or any global multinational company, of course, one of the things that they'll be checking is your verbal and written English communication skills. Okay, why? Because you're going to deal with international clients. It's not just, nag-iinarte lang yan. Gusto lang kasi nila yung mga social. Gusto lang nila yung mga alta. It's not that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it's just because we will be dealing with international team members or clients. Diba? So you need to know how to communicate with them. Like us in Ernst and Young, most of some of our team members are from India, or from Argentina, or from Sri Lanka. So of course, English will be our common language that we need to, of course, be able to share our thoughts, share our insights in line with the meetings. How would you do that if you can't even express your thoughts clearly, concisely? Okay. So way back when I was in college, not really that confident. I'm really conscious, actually, up until now, especially with formal letter writing, or right now when I'm speaking with you guys. Though I'm not really seeing you face to face, but I know we're in Facebook Live. So it kind of makes you extra conscious. Okay, but then again, you just need to know that first you need to practice, practice, practice. Okay, if you have someone that's close to you, a friend, a family member, a classmate, okay, then you can just ask for their help. You can practice, like you can do a mock interview. Okay, so you can way back the advice to us, one of the things that you can do to improve your English communication skills, for example, is watch English TV series like Friends, one of my I should say, of my all-time favorite TV show. For example, Friends, or any English TV series, so that you can, see how they normally express, what are the words they usually use, how did they um tell their own stories, things like that. But I think right now you have like Big Bang Theory, is it? Or other shows in Netflix and HBO Go, Disney Plus, whatever that is that you're going to use. Okay, so that you'll familiarize yourself how they communicate. You don't need to be really slang, or or whatnot. Just be able to communicate your thoughts. Same with being a better communicator. That's another thing. That's the same thing, actually. Somehow it's tied together. Okay, and just remember that, of course, being confident, there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. Okay, so just need to know that's why you need another person, okay, to check if you might be sounding arrogant already or overly confident. You might sound a bit cocky already. Okay, so you need someone to check how you communicate, how you do your interviews, for example. Okay, and then think like a leader. Okay, so you need not to be a leader to think like one. Okay, so how do you think like a leader? Normally, a good leader is a good server. Okay. So you need to know how to serve your people, what are the things they need, strategy wise, what will be best for the company or for your school or for your group project or whatnot. Meet new people. Okay, that's why if you have extra money in the long run, if you're working already, travel as much as you can, travel outside the Philippines, within the country, discover things because you learn a lot. And of course, know yourself. Okay, self realization is very, very important. Okay, so because if you know yourself, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. If you know your weakness, you can think of ways how to change it into strength. Okay, so know that, oh, if I see these things, it will not have a good effect on me, so avoid it. Right? Oh, I'm good at this, so be part of it. Okay, so volunteer, or help out. Okay, so time check 2:12. Okay, so what can you do on a daily basis to develop your personality? First, grin more, or at least smile more. Cliche as it may sound, a smile really goes a long way. Okay, um, especially if it's not just if you're going to be part of like a sales company, but even within your team, within your group, and eventually if you'll be working, right? Um, it exudes confidence at the same time. It shows that you might be like easier to um confide with, or something like that. Meditate if you have time, or if you're not into meditation, just perhaps pray, talk to God, or talk to someone, have a quiet time with yourself. If you can travel alone, have that certain serenity to clear your mind. Okay, if that works for you. Okay, then get out of your comfort zone. Okay, you will not grow there. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Sometimes I know it's scary, but sometimes you need to take that jump. Okay, and just pray that you land safely. Okay, that's how sometimes I do it. Okay, so sometimes you really need to risk it and trust yourself, trust your gut instinct, pray harder, and know that Cavs already taught you all the hard skills, soft skills that you need. Okay, and of course your parents as well, things that you've learned in your family. Protect your mind from negativity. Okay, same thing that I said a while ago. If you think it's already toxic, okay, then leave. Okay, then leave. You have the power to leave. You have the power to change it, right? Don't dwell on it. If you think it's already eating you up. So regardless if it's a project, it's a relationship, it's something else. Okay, if you cannot handle the toxic part, then just leave. Okay, then move forward. Forgive yourself if you did something wrong, and then move forward. Okay, don't be stagnant. You will not grow there. You will not develop. Okay. And lastly, interact with a variety of individuals. This is one thing I love about traveling. I know it will really take a toll in your savings and all. But eventually, if you're working, travel. That's another best advice that I can give you. Before I did not believe it. I just thought that I cannot handle that financially. That's too um that will zero out my savings, etc. But afterwards, no, it's really worth it. You learn the culture, you learn people, and even if it's within the Philippines or within your community, within your school, okay, try to talk to other people in other courses, other classrooms, okay, because you've learned from experiences. Maybe that's why people love to eat out and talk, and some people love to drink, to hang out with their friends. It's not really just the drink, but it's the stories while drinking or while eating out. Okay, like me, I'm not really a fan of too much. I mean, of drinking. Perhaps way back when I was a teenager, but right now, I love coffee, like night out in terms of like dinner with friends. So you learn about different stories or listen to podcasts if you're not the type who goes out and you're the type who saves money and think that going out you'll really spend unnecessary money. Then just listen to different podcasts in Spotify. There's a lot that you'll learn. Okay. Okay, next topic. We have just perhaps 5 minutes to discuss this. For interview tips, it is the most common interview questions. First, let's say, can you tell me something about yourself? Gas, 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 gas tong question na to, but still some people are scared to answer it. Okay, so you can use the chronological approach, and if they tell you that, then they'll tell me something about yourself that's not indicated in your resume. How would you answer that, or not indicated in your resume link, perhaps? Just tell them what's not there. Let's say your hobbies, what you like, what you recently watched, you recently read. Okay, avoid these mistakes telling your entire life story, the 10-minute monologue, or answering, well, what do you want to know? Okay, so that's not really how to do it. Okay. And next, why should we hire you? So, how to answer? Stay achievement oriented. Feature hard and soft skills. Show culture alignment. So, you need to do a research of the company culture. Express excitement for a specific duty and embrace I statements. Okay, so I was able to help our team close 30% of the sales, etc. Okay, what's your greatest strength? So do some research, meaning you need to, of course, as much as possible, inform them strengths that's related with the job ad or something that they're someone, that certain qualities that they're looking for that certain candidate. Okay, and then again, tailor your answer to the job description. So you just don't attend an interview and you don't know which company are you applying, what was the post that you applied for. Okay, you can also match it with this with a story. Okay. Avoid these mistakes, completely irrelevant answer like what your greatest strength, shopping, eating, right? So don't do that. Overly aggressive answer that seems to be arrogant. Strengths that just keeps on coming. You were already able to inform them of 23 strengths that you have. Then it's all about me answer and strength that's actually a weakness answer. So be careful with that. Next is what is your greatest weakness? So try to choose a non-essential skill, especially skills that will not be affecting that certain work that you're trying to apply for. You provide a little context. Why do you think that that is your weakness? For example, you're an IT, you can inform them that my weakness is a bit in presentation skills. Okay, so why that? Because presentation skills is not really the focal point of being an IT person. It's more on technical, right? So it might be a weakness, but it doesn't really highlight your technical skills. So that'll be fine. Outline efforts to improve. Once you inform them of the weakness, you should also inform them that, however, since I know that that is my weakness, these are the things that I'm trying to do to turn it into a strength, something like that. Okay, and then avoid denial. Then don't kid around. Like my weakness is well, my weakness are cupcakes, something like that. Okay, because some interviewers doesn't like those types of approach. Okay, and this isn't your psychologist office, so you don't need to tell them your weakness, cry about it, or anything like that. Or neither it is a police interrogation, like telling them the weakness, then trying to justify why is it your weakness. Okay, question number five. Why do you want to work here or with us? So, of course, you need to look at your career goals, align your goals to the company, and include specifics. So, you need to again do your research here. Okay, so that you know what's with what the company offers, what is the mission vision of the company, why do you want to work there, etc. Again, don't be inappropriately funny. Okay, don't be too honest or too generic as well. And then let's just skip this. Question number six, 10 good reasons for leaving a job. Let's highlight this instead. What is your greatest accomplishment? Spend time reflecting and taking notes. So again, you need to make sure that this accomplishment of yours, you'll be able to back it up during the interview, and you need to focus. Okay, so what you need to avoid is using we too much. Again, use I statement so that the main focus is on you. You were the one to help that certain goal to be achieved. Okay, and don't downplay it. That's one common what they call this attitude of Filipinos, because we tend to be shy, we tend to be like we feel that we need to be humble, or we're scared or not too confident, so you downplay even though the accomplishment is really a huge one. So try to review that certain accomplishment, and it's if it really matters and it's really related to the job, then highlight it. Okay, so what are your career goals? Answer with your short term or long term goals. Align your goals with the role and what the company offers. Okay, so example, currently my main career goal is to advance into a leadership position. I recently begun my journey into project management and had the opportunity to guide and coach amazing teams towards success. Something like that. Okay, so you need to align your goals with what the company offers. Nine, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So again, research the role and the company. If you see yourself being a senior manager in 5 years, don't be shy to inform them that. Check out the career path. At the same time, be enthusiastic. Okay, don't be, I don't know. I am not really sure. Don't answer things like that. Okay, or discussing a goal that has nothing to do with the job or the company. You're applying for, let's say, a travel, something to do with hospitality and travel, for example. But you're trying to tell them of a certain business of like a clothing line, right? So there. And then 10, do you have any questions for me? There's a tricky one. So normally hiring managers ask that. So what questions should you be asking regarding the job? Okay, can you tell, like, say the time, if it's a work from home, if it's hybrid, the requirements about the company, how is their everyday look like, how do they start their day? Okay, the people, you can ask that as well. The atmosphere, or the waiting game, like how many weeks should it take for for the next step or something like that. Okay, and before we end, of course, for employment applications, please check out our job opportunities via our Jobs 180 account, or send us your resume link at campusrecruitmentph@gds.ey.com. And if you're looking for internship applications, you can just scan the QR code that's being flashed on your screens right now. Okay, thank you so much. Back to you, Shari. Sorry, overtime.
Thank you for that, Maciel. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So to give you time to think about your questions, I'll go first. First question, ma'am. What will happen if you don't show up on an interview? Do you get blacklisted? Is this true?
That's a good question. Well, I don't know for other industries. Okay, but for EY, we don't really blacklist candidates. Actually, if they didn't show, we even give them a chance to. I'm not sure if it's my camera or um my internet. Okay, so actually in EY or in Ernst and Young, if they didn't show up the first time, we even call them and try to ask what happened. Because especially right now, if it's virtual, there might be problems like they or let's say problems the internet, electricity, or an emergency. Then we'll reschedule. But it's just that after the next if you still didn't show up, then the hiring manager will really, will hear a handful from the hiring manager if we still schedule you on the third attempt. Not unless you're really the only candidate that they really want. Sometimes that happens. Like, I really want this. You need to really chase this candidate no matter what happens. I need him or something. Then that's a different story. Again, for the rest of the industries, they might do that. So, and if it's repetitive, then let's say after a few months you reapplied and then you did the same thing, probably before with my previous company, they do such thing. But that's because it was, I think, more than two times already that has happened. So,
Okay. Next question, ma'am. Is it okay to land a job that's not directly related to your course? Like, can you, if you get asked by the interviewer, so why did you choose, ano? Why did you choose accountancy if ito pala yung gusto mo? Can you say, sorry po, ito po kasi gusto ng parents ko eh, napilitan ako, ganyan. How can you redeem yourself from
well,
that?
you can do that, but I don't advise you to tell them that you were forced by your parents. Perhaps you can tell them, use a different way to explain. Diba? Sabi nga nila, medyo pagandahin naman natin. Let's say, for example, ako, BS Psychology, nag-apply ako, for example, with something to do with interior designing. Yun talaga yung gusto ko before na hindi rin ako pinayagan ng parents ko, for example. So I can tell them that, I suddenly had this passion for interior designing. Though initially I had my heart set with accountancy, but I really hope that I will still be able to be part of the team. Tapos pakita ko yung mga parang sketches ko. Kasi minsan may ganun eh. Like, gusto mo to, pero meron ka di bang mga side bet or parang side skill. Sabi nga ni Sir Kim kanina na if you love photography, if you're good with graphic design or whatnot, you can also put it there. Because sometimes you'll never know. Baka nga nandun talaga yung ending mo. Okay, so just don't tell them as much as possible. Avoid doing that. Like, pinilit lang po kasi ako ng parents ko eh. Okay, so as much as possible kasi ayaw din naman nating bigyan ng bad light yung parents natin. They still provided for our education no matter what happened, right? So, ayun, siguro i-package lang natin ng mas maganda.
Ayan. Thank you for that, ma'am. Ma'am, the OSA's team prepared a certificate for you. So the CavSU Office of Student Affairs and Services awards the certificate of appreciation to Ms. Mariel December Palomares for sharing valuable insights as resource speaker on the topic personality development and tips for the interview during the conduct of 2022 virtual pre-employment webinar with the theme Employment engagement, learning from global inclusion and trends. So, given this 20th day of November 2022 via Facebook Live, signed by Sharon Isip, RTM, Dean for the Office of Student Affairs and Services. Um, Ma'am Maria Agnes P. Nuestro, PhD, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Sir Hernando D. Robles, EDD, CEO, 6 University President. Miss Yen, thank you so much for being with us this
Thank
afternoon.
you. Pag ako sobrang daldal, lagi nag-overtime. Sorry, Shari.
Thank you, Miss Yen.
And
No
I really hope
problem.
everyone was able to learn something this
Thank you,
afternoon.
Michelle.
Thank
Have a great
you.
afternoon.
You too. Bye.
Ayan. So, please stay to our audience dahil meron pa tayong tatlong topics na i-discuss. So, next up, the next topic is expectations for the new normal work environment. We have Sir Chris Villanueva, Human Resource for APAC Talent Acquisition over at DXC Technology. Sir Chris is a graduate of Bachelor's of Science in Psychology from Central Escolar University in 2014 and is currently taking his Master's of Science in Clinical Psychology over at De La Salle University, Manila. He has almost 7 years of experience in human resource, talent acquisition, technical and executive recruiting, and has been with DXC Technology for almost 4 years. Sir Chris? Hi,
All
sir.
right,
Good afternoon. How are you? Hope you're feeling
hi.
better.
Yeah,
Don't
thank you
make
so
this
much for
up.
that, Cherry. Yeah, I really appreciate the introduction. I'm actually eager to move forward with the slide itself. But
Thank you, sir. I give you
hopefully
the floor.
everybody is ready as well. Yeah, thank you. I hope everybody as well is ready to go through with what I am about to present because we've been sitting for quite a long time already. So I appreciate if everyone can just have a quick 10-second stretching. I'll be timing it up. So I'm not going to be with you guys personally to do the stretching, but hope you would be able to do so, even if without me doing the stretching. Right? I guess that's already 10 seconds. Just really a really quick stretching. So for this one, guys, what I'm about to discuss to you will be how companies hire for work from home jobs, because right now that is the new normal. So for these instances, I really appreciate you guys attending this course because hopefully this module or this discussion that I'll have will be able to assist you on how you'll be able to transition to the adulting life, or what we say the workforce. So without further much discussion, let's proceed with the main agenda. All right. So what we are to cover will be divided into 6 subtopics. That would be first, different type of work setup, then definition from work from home, pros and cons of working from home, work from home setups, essential tools for work from home, and work from home hiring processes. So, why is there a need for us to be able to discuss this? Well, pretty much with the new normal, there are companies that are transitioning to work from home setup, to a hybrid setup, or to fully on site setup. Either which, you can still have your preference while working with your best company of choice. However, if there are limited choices for you and you're really more after the career, the experience, or the profession that you want to pursue, then there should be a halfway through of flexibility. So a definition of type of work setup will be the remote working, telecommuting, and work from home. So what is remote working? So pretty much you don't need to leave the access of your home, or you can actually work inside or to our office location, but still be able to deliver of what is asked of me. Now we have the second type here would be the telecommute delivering the presentation while also doing the remote working. So I'm not necessarily needed to work on site or to our office location, but still be able to deliver of what is asked of me. Now we have the second type here would be the telecommuting, wherein this is more of a field work, wherein usually for these roles are more related to sales and other field roles. So you are expected to commute from time to time while working as well, so that you'll be able to cater to your clients, customers, and the need of the like. Then lastly will be the work from home. So work from home means that you will be working on the comfort or safe premises of your home. We're in majority of the companies are now transitioning to this setup. Work from home because it's very convenient for our breadwinners, for our fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters who have other priorities aside from work, especially if they're juggling two work, or at least they're juggling their business and then their full-time work. Then work from home is really a convenient one. However, just be mindful that not all companies offer work from home. And hopefully, you will be able to break through the barriers as well in terms of the preference and what the situation calls, or what to choose when the situation arises. So there's the 3 types of work from home, or work setup rather. Then definition. So work from home is a remote work arrangement where employees work from their place of residence rather than in an office building. So as long as you have the means of a good internet connection or bandwidth, you have a good working laptop or machine or tools, and then of course, if the premise or the environment is quite enough to be able to cater calls and such. Now, it's a case-to-case basis. There are other companies who provide those, while you need, or the other companies you have to invest those. What do I mean by that? Some companies will not be able to invest and provide you the tools and the equipment or the resources you need, so you will need to invest on that. Whilst the other, they do offer, just like DXC, we offer other tools, technologies, and resources for you to be able to maximize and at least be able to deliver what is asked of you. Now, other companies has a combination. For DXC, some of our accounts, some of our roles are on a hybrid setup. This means that there are days that you're allowed to work from home and there are days that you need to report on site. Now, it is dependent whether it will be a 2 days work from home or a 3 days work from home. And here in DXC, we are very considerate of the situation, especially if you're residing far, far away or currently have an important meeting or family event. Then we will try to consider what is the best option for you so that you don't get to miss any family events and such. So here in DXC, we are transitioning to what we call the virtual first model as much as we can, or as much as it is possible. We will be able to provide you a work from home setup. Now, it depends as well. There are some accounts that unfortunately we won't be able to cater you, but we will provide you the best option so that you will still be able to consider and have a good journey of your career in DXC. Now, pros and cons of working from home. So, of course, there is always a two side of a coin. So, meaning there is a negative side, there is the positive side. Now, it depends on you how you will be able to outweigh the scenario and balance it up. So, for the pros and cons, provide better balance between family and work. So, for those that doesn't have like helpers, yayas, particularly the moms who just recently gave birth, then work from home is very a convenient setup for them because they'll be able to juggle their work and their family. Zero commuting, just imagine. Zero commuting means you don't need to wake up very early just to catch the early train and the bus, and which usually takes around 1 to 2 hours just for the travel time. Now, here for the work from home, you just have to wake up, brush your teeth, eat your breakfast, and then you're all good to go to cover any task within the day. Then also you have the privilege of choosing your own personal space where you feel comfortable, safe, and secured, meaning all information that you are currently dealing with are safe. Then reduce stress. Why did I say reduce stress? Because transportation alone is very stressful, particularly if you're trying to meet a particular time. Let's just say you woke up late, you need to be in the office after 30 minutes, and time itself, we are not in control because there might be some traffic, let's just say. Flexible schedule. Flexible schedule meaning it depends. Here in the company, I would pretty much upsell this. We are very much that's more of performance based. As long as you were able to deliver, then we are good to go. Knock off weekend to do's. Of course, you were able to balance your life because of it's on the premise of your home. So if you have other tasks, then that is something that you can do at the same time or simultaneously. For example, for me, I do laundries from time to time. So if I have meetings, I'll start the automatic washing machine so that by the end of my meeting, probably it's already done, ready to hang the clothes, right? So there are ways that you can juggle things at the same time, or what I call multitasking. Cozy clothes, yeah, that's very a must. Because when you work in the on-site or in the office, you're not actually allowed to wear some of those comfortable clothes by your definition. For me, my definition of cozy clothes like baggy clothes, short shorts, and such. So how about you guys, right? You don't actually need to have that. You just need to make sure that you're comfortable and all set up to really have that work. Now, of course, there is always this consequence, and that you just need to outweigh and maybe take in control because there are tendencies that we cannot actually avoid this, but there are ways that we can have a precautionary measures. For example, it requires more discipline. In what per se? When you are, let's just say, near your bed, working maybe at the edge of your bedside. So if you're not in control, if you're not in the discipline, then you might not be able to control yourself but fall asleep. This is very hard, particularly when it's rainy season. It's a bad weather, cuddle weather. It's so cold. Pretty much a good environment or atmosphere to sleep. But because of your deliverables and your meetings, you have to have that discipline to work rather than sleep and such. Limited contact with colleagues. Yes, because there won't be any face to face interactions with them. You need to type in, you need to message them first before an interaction will be done. However, this is not really a cons because we here in DXC we have given resources and tools for you to leverage, such as Microsoft Teams, such as Skype, for you to still be able to be at an interactive level with your colleagues. Additional technical requirements, yes, just like what I've mentioned, you will need a good equipment for it to be catered to. So for the laptop, you need a good specs for the laptop so that you'll be able to cater to the demands or at least the deliverables that is asked of you. Internet connection, I think majority of the companies there requires around 10 to 15 Mbps just to make sure that you'll be able to cater to their platforms or their tools. Separate workplace is needed, yes, because sometimes there is a thin line between your family room and your personal space. So you need to have this quiet place wherein you'll be able to work so that you could be able to stay focused and determined all through and through. No distraction, just all work. Social isolation. Because if your family is having fun downstairs and you're upstairs working, then that would be a social isolation. But then again, here, just like what I've mentioned, the pros rather, you'll be able to balance it. So once you're done with the task, then maybe you can bond a little and then, yeah, power naps. Yes. So this is something that you can avoid. And if let's just say there's no deliverable for you, and if you really can't control it anymore, then take around 15 to 20 minutes power nap so that just to energize you for the rest of the day. Boredom. Yes, actually, this is one of the few things I have experienced while I'm working from home because I've been doing this for like almost 2 years already, or more than, to be honest. So there are times that I crave for social interaction. So what I do is I try to hang up with my friends, and also if there are chances with my colleagues so that will be able to, activate some of my social energy. So those are the pros and cons. So let's not be limited. So there will be other scenarios or situations that you will encounter, but these are just some estimations or samples for you to refer to and be guided you with. Now, work from home setups. So a company before allowing work from home options should be enabled as a mobile organization. So meaning before any company allows you to work from home, we need to be able to enable you, give you the right tools and resources so that there won't be any other factors that will cause you stress. So if you have a good working laptop, then machine wise, you're all good to go. Internet connectivity will try to make sure that you have the good bandwidth that will cater if there is a means for us to lessen the need for that system or tool. That is something that we can evaluate. Location, it's something within. So just in case there will like be emergencies that we need you to the office or report on site, like Christmas party, especially now it's a Christmas season, so there will be Christmas parties and such. So making sure that the home locations are still in the preference. Work from home policy, this is just some guidance for you to make sure that you will still be able to deliver. It's not really more of to micromanage you, but more of a guidance for you to consider in working so that this will be your good fundamentals or essentials in working. Common channel of communication. This is a must, considering that you are not on a face-to-face interaction with your colleague. What if you have a question? What if you need this particular task or output from this coworker or from your colleague? So what do you need to do? So a common channel will really be of great help so that you have this channel wherein you can update each other, communicate, and align things up. This will minimize the confusion, the misalignment, and you are all at the same page in terms of deliverables and attaining your company's goal. Performance tracking. Performance tracking again, not much of micromanaging, but really more of to be your reference in terms of where you are in terms of performance, so that if you see that you're a bit lagging on this particular day, you will know how to cope up or catch up the next day. Then going back to the essential tools, so these are just some recommendations, and these are all available to us in DXC. This is our way or a means of making it feasible to work from home and materializing that context. Video conferencing tools. So it's not just about more of audio, so that we get to see each other face to face, more like a video, right? Just like this video conferencing. So you get to see more of my face, and your colleagues' face and their reactions, or at least how do they respond in terms of your communication. So here we have Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, and there are other tools as well that we're trying to evaluate if it's something that we can invest on. Rewards and recognition program to keep everyone motivated, reinforced, and on the go-getter attitude or behavior. This is something that we are very particular with. So we try every now and then and evaluate our rewards and recognition program to make sure that it's tailored fit according to account, to person or employees. So this is something that will really energize them to do more and above and beyond. Chatting applications. Why do we need chatting applications again? For us to have a communication mean. Communication is very important, particularly right now that we are working remotely, not having that direct benefit of discussing items on a face-to-face basis. So this enables that and hinders misalignment. Then virtual hiring tools. So here in DXC, we have transition majority of our recruitment process virtually. So no need to drop by in the office just for you to be interviewed, just for you to submit your requirements and so on and so forth. Everything right now is on a virtual setup. However, not really more of a now ever, but we will still need those that are government mandated requirements. Because we need to have portions to discuss. This is more of more of a comply with our labor laws and policies here in the Philippines. Platforms, these are tools that you can use, particularly when it's your free time, to review some of those tools more, upscale yourself, and further hone your capabilities. Time and work and life. So if you can shut down and go, do your stuff, bond with your family, hang out with your friends, cuddle with your pets or your lover. Yeah. So here our hiring process will be first promoting company and job ads. So how do we do that? So we have social media platforms such as Facebook, others that we leverage on to get profiles and post our job openings to attract applicants just like you. Resume grooming. So we have resume grooming process where we have candidates who
Looks like we just lost Sir Chris. Ayan, sir, you're back. Sir, we lost you a little bit. Need to
got
share it again.
disconnected. Yeah, no worries. It was that I got disconnected, so I'm back here again. Hopefully, my train of
Back,
thoughts
sir.
are still with me and have not
Yes,
forsaken
yes,
me.
yes.
All right, going back to our last slide, which is the hiring process. So we have activated virtual job fairs. So for the virtual job fairs, these are fairs that we attend to virtually, just like this, the Jobs 180, wherein we have portions to discuss. This is more of marketing and also advertising our job opportunities. Hiring virtual events, so that is something that you guys can look for. I would recommend that you follow our Facebook page, our LinkedIn page, and also our Twitter handle in DXC because we're looking at hiring more than 400 fresh graduates for the next quarter. So if you are gearing towards looking for an opportunity within us, then this is the best time for you to apply to us. Assessment and interview selection process, these are all online. No need to drop by in the office. Just make sure you have a stable connection, you have the laptop or the mobile device, and concentrated for that assessment. So we have online assessment or differs depending on the position that you'll be applying for. So we have technical, personality, language, and interviews. So hopefully you'll be able to prepare yourself before these interviews so that there will be a high probability of you being selected for that position. onboarding and employee orientation. So once you get selected, we will offer you the position. You will need to submit to us the requirements for us to be able to do the necessary action on our end. So onboarding will have the laptops delivered to you, other tools and technologies so that you'll be prepared prior your first day. Then we will also conduct an employee orientation to prepare you, equip you with the necessary information and knowledge to get you kick-started in the company. Then trainings, if ever there are trainings needed for you to be able to catch up, cope, and perform better, then that is something that we'll definitely evaluate and enroll you with. So that's pretty much it for the XC technology. I have given you all the things you need to know in a recruitment perspective for the how to transition to the new normal. So just like this, chances are you might need to report on a challenge and look at it in a positive context that it's a challenge for you, especially now that especially now that that in the Philippines it's an ever-changing environment and culture. All right? So I guess what comes after this will be the Q&A. So I'll be asking Miss Shari to open it up so that we'll be able to answer those inquiries.
Thank you for that, Sir Chris. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So I give you time to think about your questions. I'll go first. Sir, why is your first job important, and why does this decision have so much impact on your future career? Bakit
Very,
importante
very
yung first
pageantry
job?
question. Thank you for that, Shari. Well, my first job, it's very important because it shapes you. It defines what you want in life and how you want to be in your career. So you'll be able to evaluate what you really want. So for me, when I started my first job as a technical recruiter, it defined what I want, what my purpose is, and what is my mission towards my career. So I've realized that I would like to provide better opportunities and employment to my applicants or to my candidates and tied up to my value as a person. So pretty much it gives you the leverage to evaluate yourself and explore what you really want in life.
Thank you for that, sir. Can we ask another
Ayan,
question?
very pageantry din ang sagutan natin.
What
All
is
right.
your routine? Like, how do you balance work, personal, social responsibilities now that like the borders are blurred? Like you work from home, before you used to work outside of the home, and now at home nandun na lahat. So, how do you settle um how do you settle for a routine? How do you find that flow?
All right. So for this, I need to evaluate the situation. I will need to know which ones are my priorities and then manage my time from there. So on my daily routine, on a daily perspective, I check my emails and see where will this item fall under the top priority, the less priority. And I need to set this time so that I will be able to continuously work. For example, let's just say I receive 187 emails in the morning. So I need to manage my time and set what time I need to be finished so that I can still have time for my social life. Because at the end of the day, if you're just going to be focused in work, you'll be stressed out, you'll feel drained. We are human beings. We are programmed to be social interactive with other people or have social interactions with other people. So that was something that will energize us. So what a good tip for me or what I would recommend for the youth out there is that manage your time, know your priorities, and have a particular time frame of what time you will work. Usually it's 8 hours. And then if you are feeling more energized and still can conquer the world, then why not? Just make sure that you don't miss out in life because time is too short to miss out of.
Ayan. So, thank you for your tips, sir. So, to our audience, again, the career portal for DXC is on the screen. That's jobsready.com/careers at DXC. So, read through and review opportunities and positions. So, before you go with your applications, prepared na kayo, handa na kayo. Sir Chris, we have a certificate for you. This is prepared by the Cavite State University, Office of Student Affairs, and Hang on, sir.
Yeah, no worries. You
Ayan.
can take your time.
Office of Student Affairs and Services awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Sir Chris M. Villanueva for sharing valuable insights as resource speaker on the topic Expectations for the New Normal Environment during the conduct of 2022 Virtual Employment Webinar with the theme Employment Engagement Learning from Global Inclusion and Trends, given this 29th day of November 2022 via Facebook Live. This is signed by Ma'am Sharon M. Isip, RPM, Dean for the Office of Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Maria Agnes Nuestro, PhD, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Sir Hernando D. Robles, EDD, CEO 6, the University President for CvSU. Sir Chris, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
All right, so you're most welcome, and hopefully everyone who participated in this call have gained some information or knowledge on how they'll be able to transition better in the new environment. So I'm wishing everyone good luck on their future endeavors and good luck on your first jobs. Thank
Thank you
you
for that,
and
Sir Chris. Have a
goodbye.
great afternoon. Thank you, Sir Chris. There you go.
Bye.
So, next up, labor education for graduating students. This will be presented by Miss Ruth Arevalo Terible, Senior Labor and Employment Officer for Department of Labor and Employment Cavite. Ayan. So, Miss Ruth, please take it away.
Main campus graduates, to my fellow speakers, to all faculty, in behalf of our officer in charge, Engineer Joseph P. Gacosta, isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. We will be discussing general labor standards in preparation for your upcoming graduation. Binabati na po kayo in advance na isang maligayang pagtatapos. Your graduation is drawing near. That's why you need to be equipped with all the knowledge when it comes to the world of work. So in our 1 hour and 40 minutes or 40 minutes to 1 hour discussion, this is the outline. We will be discussing hours of work, minimum wage, unauthorized deductions, holiday, premium pay, up to retirement pay. Hindi pa man po kayo nagsisimula sa pagtatrabaho, we will be discussing retirement pay. Ano po? So, I have
Ayan. Miss Ruth, sorry for that, we were not aligned po. Ayan, miscommunication on our end. Ayan. Miss Ruth, we'll give you the floor. Can we test your deck po?
All right, ma'am. Wait. Okay. Moving siya, ma'am. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Pa-full screen lang po ako.
All right.
There you
Okay.
go. Okay na siya, ma'am. We'll leave you to it po. If you ever there are glitches, papasok po ako to
All right, ma'am
advise.
Charlie.
Thank you.
Ano po ako?
Yes, ma'am, you're up.
Alright, isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Great afternoon, my dear CvSU students. Once again, we'll be sharing our labor education for graduating students. So after graduation, what will be your life after your graduation? So for example, you're moving up, or graduation day is December. So December 15, after December 15, December 16. Welcome to the world of work. So in behalf of our officer in charge, Engineer Joseph P. Gacosta, binabati na po namin kayo ng isang maligayang pagtatapos and to equip you with labor rights and workers' rights and management prerogatives. Here comes this lecture. So the outline of our presentation would be the hours of work, minimum wage, unauthorized deductions, holiday pay, premium pay, overtime pay, up to retirement pay. So hindi pa man po kayo nagsisimula, we will be discussing this so that you will be equipped, or kaya kung may parents kayo or kapatid that needs this information, kindly share po this data and information. So let's proceed with our references. When it comes to labor laws and statutory monetary benefits for the workers, this is our references. We have the labor code under RA 6715 and its IRR, and the latest Handbook on Workers' Statutory Monetary Benefits 2022 edition. You can download it anytime. So kung meron po kayong queries, kung meron kayong question regarding the world of work, these two books and handouts can answer your queries. All right, let's move on with the general labor standards. Ano daw po ba yung ating general labor standards? It refers to the minimum terms. When we say the word minimum is highlighted and underlined and bold in red, conditions, benefits of employment that employers must provide or comply with, and to which employees are entitled as a matter of legal rights. So, must is mandatory. So, these are your rights. These are the available rights you will enjoy once you entered in the world of work. So, when we say minimum, no less than these terms, these wages and rights shall be entitled to you. Ano po? Pwede po itong ma-increase but never ma-decrease or mabawasan. That's why it's minimum terms. Next, or first and foremost, when it comes to the world of work, lagi pong tinatanong magkano ang sweldong gusto mo? Or ano ba ang idea mong sweldo or wages, salaries, emoluments that is duty bound to you. So what is wages? Ano daw po ba yung ating sahod na tinatawag? These are the compensation paid to a worker for the work or services rendered. This is also the basis for computing the salary-related benefits of workers, and no wage shall be less than the minimum wage rate declared by existing wage law. Whenever there are services, merong pagtatrabaho, merong pagpapagal na tayo ay ni-render or binigay sa ating employer, meron po itong karampatang sahod or sweldo. Ano po? So, any services rendered is equivalent to wages or salary. As of today, medyo outdated na po yung aking presentation or yung aking video presentation last year. We have this wage order number 9, series of 2022. It was release or the effectivity date is June 30. So magkano na nga daw po ang sahod natin in the municipality of Indang. So before jumping onto that, let's see the rulings when it comes to the payment of wages. Paano ba tayo dapat bayaran ng ating sahod? First rule, it should be in the form of cash or legal tender. Dapat po ito ay na-exchange for services, for goods. Ano po? So, not necessarily you're working, for example, in a fast food or in a cafe, ang isusweldo po sa atin is kape or SB or burger or fries. Dapat po is in the form of cash. Next, it should be paid at or near the place of work. Kaya po nauso, nowadays, we have this ATMs, we have GCash, we have these different money remittances medium. So that, for example, you applied for work in Manila and then na-deploy ka sa Cavite ka, so sweldo or sa Cavite mo makukuha yung sahod mo. Not necessarily pong sa Manila ka pa pupunta. That's the second rule. Next, third rule is it should be paid directly to the employee. Ano po? So baka meron tayo dito mga administrative ang courses, merong psychology na mag-venture into human resource management works. We're in situation number 1, paano po kung si worker is hindi niya makuha ang kanyang sahod? Inutos niya sa kanyang asawa ang kanyang sahod. If you're the HR manager or the payroll officer, ibibigay po ba natin yung sahod ni Juan sa kanyang asawa? So generally po ay hindi. Generally, wages is paid directly to the employee. But there are exempting circumstances. For example, the employee will go to abroad, flight niya kinaumagahan, he will not be able to receive his salary or he is confined at the hospital provided meron pong authorization sa kanya pong unang asawa, legal na asawa lang po, sa kanyang nanay or sa kapatid. Pwede po nating ibigay sa kanila ang sahod ng isang employee. Next, when it comes to payment of wages, it should be paid not less than once every 2 weeks or twice within a month at intervals not exceeding 16 days. Payment of wages can be done weekly, can be done daily, but never once a month. We do not allow yung long-term na pondo ng sahod. For example, pumasok po ng January 1, dapat po by January 15 sasahod na siya and sasahurin niya yung cut-off from 1 to 15. Ang allowed lang po na magkaroon ng pondo sa sahod ay yung ating mga security guards because they have this firearms bond and the cash bond. Allowed nating ibigay na pondo para sa ating mga workers is 5 days. Again, yung sample natin kanina, if nagpasok siya sa work on January 1, on January 15, on the payout date, pwedeng sumahod na siya ng 10 days. So that is for the payment of wages. Next, this is the wage order number 19, series of 2022. So we will see, yung indang po is naka-bold letters. If the workers is 9 pababa, ang sahod po ng isang establishment employing 9 workers or less than 9 workers is 350 and the new minimum wage and the municipality of Indang is 401. That's for the non-agriculture. And if you could see, the areas of Bacoor, Imus, and Dasma have the highest minimum wage ranging from 422 pesos. That's the first tranche. The second tranche of increase of the salary or the minimum wage will happen on December 30, 2022, making the 401 today into 429 pesos. Ito po ay pamaskong handog ng Department of Labor and ng ating pong mga employer para sa ating mga manggagawa. So again, that's 429 on December 30 and as of today, 401 po tayo. Yung ating pong mga nearby municipalities like 13 silang Tagaytay, 401 po sila. So for 13, that's 401 po. Next po is Article 113115, that is the non-interference in the disposal of wages and allowable deductions. It is also further enunciated in Labor Advisory Number 11 Series of 2014. So ano po ba yung ating tinatackle when it comes to this law? Section 7 or Paragraph 7 of this Labor Advisory specifies that deductions made from the employee's wages for company uniforms, cash deposits for loss or damages, PPEs, capital share or capital build-up in service co-ops, training fees, and other deductions not included in the enumeration above are unauthorized. I believe some of you are working students. Ano po, during those times na allowed 2019, allowed yung ating face-to-face discussion. I think 20% of the audience or the students are working already. So, some of them are working in the fast food. So, nagkaroon kami ng interaction that uniform ay free. Sabi nila, ma'am, gaano karaming uniform ang free? Dapat po ay 2 sets para po merong wash and wear. But if the employees wishes to add another set, making it 3 sets, 4 sets, yun na po unchargeable. Pero yung first 2 sets, that is for free. Yung ating mga hairnet, PPE, safety shoes, face mask, face shield po ay free. Medical po, pre-employment medical ay free. And for example, the capital share or capital build-up in the co-ops ay chargeable po provided merong dividend yung ating mga workers at the end of the year. Let's discuss the training fees. Some of the coffee shops or some of the establishments are having this training, expensive trainings. For example, if you want to become an expert barista, the training fees cost 40,000 to 60,000. So sabi ng DOLE, bawal pong ikaltas sa sahod. So some of the establishments is doing this service agreement. They will not deduct the 40,000 or the 60,000 training fees, but you need to agree with the residency period. You will stay for the coffee shop or for the establishment for 1 year. And in the event, ikaw po ay mag-resign or ma-terminate during those period, that's the time babayaran mo yung training fees. But then again, these items, these fees are for free. Bawal pong ikaltas sa sahod. Like IDs, nameplate, ID lace, ATM charges, for example, those are free. Again, libre po ito. Next is the hours of work. So again, ngayon pa lang, wini-welcome na namin kayo sa World of Work. So ito po yung mga bagay na dapat nyong malaman. The regular normal hours of work. Ilang oras po kaya ang ating regular normal hours of work? That is 8 hours. The duty from or shift from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 6. Those hours is 8 hours tour of duty. So Article 85 discusses meal periods. So it should be not less than 60 minutes or 1 hour. The meal period we are discussing in this slide is the lunch break. Whenever your lunch break is 1 hour or more than 1 hour, that is not compensable. Wala pong bayad. But if your lunch break is 30 minutes or 59 minutes, pababa, yun po ay compensable. Let's see the tour of duty from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is 8 hours. How many hours does the company pay you? So the company is paying you for 8 hours. The 30 minutes lunch break, 15 minutes coffee break in the morning is compensable and included in your payout. How about the tour of duty from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Or 7 to 4 na lang po na duty. From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., that is 9 hours. But the company is paying you for 8 hours only because the 1 hour lunch break is not compensable. Again, hindi po binabayaran ng company kapag ang lunch break po is below above 1 hour or 1 hour pababa. Regardless po ito sa mga snack break natin during morning and afternoon. So that is for the meal periods. Let's move on with the holiday pay. So tomorrow po, we will be celebrating the Bonifacio Day and that is considered a regular holiday. So alam naman po natin ang rulings when it comes to holiday pay. It refers to the payment of the regular daily wage for any unworked regular holiday. So we are very well aware na kapag pumasok ka during holiday, double pay. But this holiday pay refers to the payment of any unworked regular holiday. Bayad po ba tayo dapat kapag regular holiday kahit hindi tayo pumasok? So these are the rulings. Ano po? During the regular holiday, for example, November 30, pumasok ka, you would merit or you will get 200% of your basic pay and that is 802, 401 times 2. Pero, hindi ka pumasok ng November 30, but pumasok ka the day before and that is today, November 29. Still, you are entitled to 100% of your daily basic pay. Pumasok ka the day before and pumasok ka tomorrow or papasok ka tomorrow, still 200%. Ano po? So, kindly look at the screen. These are the Philippine holidays this 2022. Naka-purple po is the regular holiday and ang naka-yellow is the special holiday. So, if you would see, November 30 is a regular holiday. Mind you, November 1 is not a regular holiday, the All Saints Day. This is a special holiday. And if you see these special holidays or Philippine holidays next year, I would like to share you my joy and happiness that January 2 next year is a special holiday. Yun po yung kadugtong agad ng ating January 1. So kung puyat ka pa ng January 1, January 2 is a special holiday. Alright? Now, the computation for the regular holiday work performed on that day merits double pay. If the daily basic pay for Indang is 401 today, times 2, that is 802 pesos. Kapag pumasok ka during regular holiday, pag hindi po pumasok but pumasok the day before, you are entitled to 401 pesos only. Pumasok, naka-leave pay or naka-rest day. Alright, let's move on with the premium pay. That is Article 91 to 93. This refers to the additional compensation for work performed within 8 hours on non-work days such as rest days and special days. So premium pay po ang tawag when nag-render ka ng services during your day off and special holiday. So the computation is 30% of your basic pay. For example, in Indang, 401 times 30, you would get additional 120 pesos and 30 centavos on top of your basic pay. So unlike the holiday pay, regular holiday pay, the ruling that no work, no pay or principle applies during special days. As we discussed a while ago, sa ating regular holiday, kahit hindi ka pumasok, provided pumasok ka a day before, you are entitled to your 1 day. But when it comes to special day, the no work, no pay principle applies unless there is a voluntary practice or meron tayong collective bargaining agreement or yung union po is nagpo-provide ng ganong scheme or ng ganong mode of payment, it will apply. But then again, the general ruling is no work, no pay. Next is the overtime pay. Sabi natin a while ago, the regular normal working hours is 8 hours. So beyond 8 hours, work or services rendered beyond the 8 hours tour of duty is considered as overtime, and therefore overtime pay is equivalent to overtime pay. So additional po ito. So the computation for the overtime pay is 401, the daily minimum wage divided by 8. That is the 8 hours tour of duty. You will get 50 pesos and 12 centavos. The factor for the regular days is 1.25, giving us a 62 pesos and 65 cents per hour. For example, you rendered 4 hours, so that is additional 260 pesos doon po sa ating 401. So nagbabago po ang factor natin, depende po sa ating regular days, special holidays, or rest day. Nagiging 30 po siya, 1.3 siya on special and rest day. And during regular holiday, yung overtime pay po is double pay din po. So usually, yung ating mga security guards having a tour of 12 hours duty, mas malaki po yung sahod nila usually po sa mga nasa office because they're rendering 12 hours duty. All right, let's proceed with the night shift differential pay. If there are work performed between 10 o'clock p.m., 10 ng gabi up to 6 ng umaga, 6 o'clock in the morning, that would merit night shift differential. And the computation is 401, that's the minimum wage, divided by 8 times 10%, you will get the hourly rate of 5 pesos and 12 centavos. That is per hour. For example, you render 8 hours night shift. Ano po? So 5 times 8 is 40 pesos. That is additional compensation para po sa inyong night shift differential duty. So 401 plus 40 pesos, that is additional 40 pesos for 41. Pwede pong pamasahe, dagdag pamasahe, or dagdag pangload. So that is for night shift differential pay. Next is the service incentive leave. So every employee who has rendered at least 1 year of service is entitled to service incentive leave of 5 days with pay. And the computation is 401, that's the basic pay for Indang, times 5 equals 2,005 pesos. So the service incentive leave may be used for the purposes of sick leave or vacation leave. So as of today, 5 days pa lamang po ang ginagrant ng ating batas, but there is a proposed bill in the Congress right now to make this service incentive leave to increase it to 10 days. So as of today muna po yung i-discuss natin. It could be used 2.5 sick leave and 2.5 vacation leave. So some companies convert it into cash, both 5 days. Some companies pinapagamit po talaga. Or some companies po, si VL pinapagamit, si sick leave, i-convert sa cash. Or some companies po, add the unused 5 days na service incentive leave to the following year. Pwede po siyang mag-accumulate or pwede rin pong ma-commute into cash. So for discussion purposes, I will share with you ilang days po ang leave namin sa DOLE. Ano po, para po mainggit kayo. For discussion purposes, we have 15 days sick leave, 15 days vacation leave, 5 days forced leave, 3 days compassionate leave, and 3 days special leave. So all in all, we have 41 days every year na leave. Ano po? So ito po ay commutable to cash, yung half, pwede pong upon request, pwede mo pong ipa-convert sa cash yung na-accumulated leaves during your tenure of services. And the other half po will be add up to the following year. So kung ang per day mo po is 1,000, you want to commute half of your leave for 8 years. Me po personally, I have 200 leaves. So kung pwede mong i-convert yung 100 times 1,000, meron kang 100,000 at saka ka mag-leave. Pero during po the face-to-face session, way back 2019, I was discussing this to your school and meron po kaming isang nabisitang company dito po sa Cavite. They have, kanina po para mainggit kayo, this time para mainggit tayo. They have 30 days vacation leave, 30 days sick leave, 5 days emergency leave, 5 days forced leave, 5 days special leave, and 5 days compassionate leave. All in all, they have 80 leaves in a year. And during those sessions in your school, one student stand up and parang nahuhulaan niya kung anong company yon. So nag-try siya, "Ma'am, I believe yung tatay ko po, meron pang rice allowance, may transportation allowance, may communication allowance, and may travel allowance." So gusto po ba nating malaman kung anong company ito? Next po. So ito po ay assignment, no? So ito po ay nasa area lang ng Cavite, meron po sa Imus, and meron po sa Gen 3. Okay, let's proceed with maternity leave. This is again for discussion purposes only. Hindi ko po sinasabing gamitin nyo, gawain nyo na ito as early as now. We are aiming for your graduation and we are aiming na kayo po ay magkita-kita tayo sa world of work. The maternity leave, this benefit applies to all female whether married or unmarried. As of today, the existing maternity leave is 105 days, be it normal delivery or cesarean delivery. And ang maganda pong balita with this leave, this is unlimited. Unlike before, up to 4 contingency lang including miscarriage or abortion or hanggang 4 na anak lang. Ngayon po, kahit every year kang mag-avail, makaka-avail ka. Next is that this leave is applicable to kahit po unmarried female. And ang kailangan lang po na SSS contribution para po kayo ay ma-entitled is that 3 months na SSS contribution. Next po is that as early as 60 days earlier from your date of delivery, pwede na po kayong mag-leave kung medyo maselan yung inyong case or yung inyo pong pagbubuntis. And with this new law, meron na po tayong tinatawag na PASA leave. Ano po yung PASA leave? You could, para pong PASA load, ano po, pwede mong ipasa yung 7 days sa tatay ng bata, sa nanay or kapatid, basta you're living in the same roof and meron trabaho yung pagpapasahan. Ano po? Kasi po yung employer, noong tatay, nung nanay mo or kapatid na kasama sa bahay, yung employer po ang magbabayad. So this is for the complete term na delivery, that is 105. For the miscarriage or emergency termination of pregnancy, the maternity leave is 60 days lamang po. So that is for maternity leave. Next po, kung may maternity, here comes paternity leave. Again, for discussion purposes po ito, huwag niyo muna pong gagamitin. This is granted to all married male employees in the private sector regardless of their employment status. So unlike maternity, si paternity po is mas stricter. Kailangan po ay married yung employee and it shall apply to 4 deliveries or contingency lamang po, whether it's complete delivery, miscarriage, or ETP. And the purpose of this is to allow the husband to lend support to his wife and to give assistance to the baby or taking care of the baby. Ano po? So for example, nanganak si wife ng January, nag-a-apply yung tatay ng paternity leave ng June, pwede na po natin yung i-disapprove kasi malayo na po yung period. Kailangan within the reasonable period of the delivery of the baby. Ano po? And kailangan po ay mag-asawa, legal na mag-asawa, nagsasama, and this is not convertible to cash. Ang magbabayad po nito ay si company. Next is the parental leave for solo parents. These are the leaves or the benefits entitlement ng isang worker. If you are a solo parent, you are entitled to a 7 days leave for the purpose of attending the birthday of your daughter or son, para po sa graduation, PTA meeting, nakakonfine ng anak, mag-aalaga. And ang requirements po natin is a Barangay ID for solo parent and DSWD ID for solo parent. Nakukuha po ito sa ating municipalities and cities. By the way, the classification of solo parents are: number 1, solo parent ka kung by reason of a crime, yung rape po is nagkaanak ka. Number 2, solo parent ka kung sumakabilang buhay ang iyong asawa for more than 1 year. Kailangan po nakababang luksa na din. Number 3, solo parent ka kung sumakabilang bahay ang iyong asawa for more than 1 year. And kailangan po nakababang luksa na din, nakalipas na ang 1 year. 4, solo parent ka kung by reason of conviction, may final judgment na nakakulong ang iyong asawa. Number 5, solo parent po kung by reason of annulment or divorce, ikaw po ay solo parent na. Number 6 po, solo parent ka kung by reason of physical or mental incapacity, hindi na kayang i-perform ng iyong partner ang kanyang parental obligations. Number 7, solo parent ka kung ikaw ay breadwinner sa pamilya. Ano po, and may mga kapatid kang 18 years old and below. And last, solo parent ka kung ikaw po ay may mga adopted daughters and son. Kahit po ikaw ay single, pwede po kayo mag-declare ng solo parent. This is applicable to male and female employees. Again, that is not non-convertible to cash. Every year po is 7. Pag hindi mo nagamit, siya po ay forfeited. This same goes to SSS pension, GSIS pension. Nare-revoke po yung IDs once may mag-report po sa ating barangay or MSWDO na hindi kayo solo. Hindi na kayo solo parents. So during the face-to-face talk or interaction, maraming nagtaas ang kamay. Ma'am, sino po ang magre-report? So ang magre-report po is yung ating mga concern na kapitbahay. Kasi masyado nga silang concern, marirevoke yung iyong solo parent ID. So hindi ka na po may entitled sa solo parent leave. Next is the 13-month pay. Nangangamoy 13-month pay na, nangangamoy bonuses na. Pero kami po sa government, nakuha na namin May natitira pa naman. So, the 13-month pay, all employers are required to pay their rank and file employees 13-month pay regardless of the nature of their employment and irrespective of the methods by which their wages are paid, provided nakaisang buwan na po kayo sa kumpanya. And the deadliest deadline for the release of 13-month pay should not later be December 24 of every year. We highly encourage po the employers to release the 13-month before December 16 to give room or time for the workers to provide for Noche Buena, bagong damit at gifts para sa pamilya at mga anak. Huwag naman po nating i-release ng December 23 or 24 talaga. Okay, minimum amount shall be not less than 1/12 of the total basic earned by an employee in a calendar year. And please do remember that the computation is basic salary po lamang, hindi kasamang allowances, hindi po kasama ang ating SIL, OT, night shift, regular holiday. Baka kasi ang thinking, lagi naman ako nag-overtime. Bakit po ang liit ng 13-month pay ko? 13-month computation is actual na sahod times actual days na ipinasok divided by 12 months. And remember, if you're pala late, pala absent, naliles po or nadideduct yun sa ating 13-month pay computation because that is actual earnings. During maternity leaves, wala din po tayong earnings, so wala pong mako-compute. But if there is a salary differential, meron po tayong 13-month computation on that particular month. Again, 13-month computation is basic salary. Next is the retirement pay. So, medyo malapit na po tayong matapos. Employees shall be retired upon the reaching of 60 years old. That is optional as of today. And the mandatory retirement age is 65. So again, meron po tayong proposed bill amending the retirement age to 56 years old. That's optional and making the mandatory at 60 years old provided you serve the establishment for at least 5 years. Ngayon po, wala na tayong age discrimination. Meron tayong nakikita mga establishments employing 65 and above workers in the fast food, provided they are physically and mentally fit for the job. They will be entitled to retirement pay for as long as they stay in the company for at least 5 years. Ano po, although kayo po ay 65 years old na, pero 3 years ka pa lang sa company, hindi po kayo entitled sa ating retirement pay. So the computation is 22.5, that's the factor. Constant factor po ito, hindi po ito nababago. Times daily rate times number of years in service. And the inclusion of the 22.5 is the half-month salary, that's 15 days, 5 days service incentive leave, and 2.5 days for the 13-month pay, that is pro rata. Ano po? So for example, the daily rate in Indang is 401. So let's have an actual computation. So that is 401 times 22.5. For example, you're serving the company for 20 years already. Times 20 years, you will get 180,450 pesos as your retirement pay in the company. That is on top of the retirement pay in SSS and the retirement lump sum in Pag-ibig. So marami po kayong makukuhang benefits upon your retirement. And the longer you stay in the company, the higher your retirement pay is. So that is the actual basic pay at present nung nag-retire po kayo. Hindi po magko-compute from the date you started. Next is the government mandatory benefits. So again, as early as now, I'm advising each one of you to secure these numbers para po kapag tayo ay nagsimula na sa trabaho, pag tayo ay pinatawag, we're more than ready to start. Ano po? For example, you graduated December 15, December 17 or 18, pinatawag ka for an interview, you pass the interview, December 19, pinapastart ka na magtrabaho. Kaya lang, noong ipatawag ka, wala ka pa palang SSS, PhilHealth and Pag-ibig number. Ngayon po, Online na po lahat ang appointments. Online na din po ang pag-secure ng some of these mandatory benefits. So might as well be ready with this mandatory benefits number and membership para po pag pinatawag kayo, go na go and ready na kayo in the world of work. So you're familiar with SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. But how about with this EC or Employees Compensation Commission? Ito po is kapatid ni DOLE under the umbrella of DOLE, which is in charge when it comes to the work-related accidents, work-related sickness, and work-related deaths. So, aside from SSS sickness benefits, kami po ay nagbibigay din ng benefits sa mga workers provided that is work-related. This particular agency or institution sets the amount or the prices for each part of our bodies. So si EC po ang nagsasabi kung alin ang pinakamahal na parte ng ating katawan. And that is yung ating kanang tadyang, right, leg. So, minimeasure din po nila kung gaano kahaba yung putol, and that is equivalent to 50 months of pension. The daily pension na ibinibigay po ni EC as of today is 420 pesos. So, times 30 days, that is 12,000 for example, times 50 months, and that is 600,000 pesos as a pension for the amputation of your leg. How about our thumb, our ears, our eyes? So, ang atin pong mata is 35 months. Ang atin pong kanang tenga is 35 months. Ang atin pong right thumb is 10 months. So, again, ang kanila pong tagline ngayon, hindi na baling, hindi ako makakuha ng easy benefits, wag lang akong magkasakit, maaksidente at mamatay ng dahil sa trabaho. Alright? These are the other related labor laws na may meet nyo po once you enter the world of work. When it comes to drug-free workplace, they have this screen test and the confirmatory test. Not necessarily nag-positive sa screen test is gumagamit or addict. Once you tested positive on the screen test, you are subject for a confirmatory test. And if these two tests tested you positive, you are subject for rehabilitation on the account of you. So yun pong screen test at saka confirmatory test, those are free. Si employer po ang magbabayad, pero po yung rehabilitation for 6 months, that is for the worker's account. Next po, ang policy po ni DOLE when it comes to TB control in the workplace, HIV, AIDS, and hepatitis B is non-discriminatory and confidentiality. Not necessarily meron kang ganitong illness or diseases, ikaw po ay matatanggal sa trabaho. The company would find a suitable shift, a suitable job position na hindi matitrigger yung iyong sakit, provided meron kang fit to work, your return to work na ibibigay po ng iyong physician. Next po is the anti-sexual harassment, 10 days leave for victims of bawsis, especially for women, and the solo parent leave. So yung solo parent leave na discuss natin kanina, especially for women or the Magna Carta, this leave is given to any female worker who undergo or undergone breast or private organ surgery, meron pong operation, meron pong cyst, may myoma, meron pong tinanggal. The maximum days of leave is 60 days. Ano po? Pero kung na-certify ng iyong doctor na 10 days ka lang OPT, pwede ka na pong pumasok for 10 days. So 10 days po yung babayaran ng ating company. Next, let's proceed with the 10 days leave for victims of BAUSI or the violence against women and children. So BAUSI month is this November. So we're celebrating it for 18 days. We highly encourage po yung mga nasa offices po to wear orange during Fridays. And we have different types of violences. So we have this physical violence, we have economic violence, we have emotional violence, and yun pong nasabi natin kaninang economic violence. So kapag nag-fall doon, meron kang worker pumasok na merong pasa, meron pong nagsampa ng kaso ng BAUSI, entitled po siya sa 10 days leave for victims of BAUSI, provided meron siyang final sa ating barangay, may barangay blotter, meron pong final sa ating prosecutor or fiscal, and meron pong blotter sa police. So those are the proofs of evidences na pwedeng ipakita sa HR para po maka-avail ng 10 days leave for victims of violence against women and their children. All right? So those are the basic rights for the workers. Now let's jump into the in-demand jobs for fresh graduates last 2021. So ready na ba kayo? Now let's see the top 10 industries with most numbers of jobs for fresh graduates. Number 1 is BPO. You are all well aware na ang Cavite po, ang dami na nating BPOs. So, ito pa rin po yung number 1. Number 2 po is retail. Kahit saan kanto ka makakita, mayroong Dali, may 7-Eleven, may Pure Gold, may Alphamart, may Ministop. So, patok na patok po ang retail. Number 3 is real estate. Number 4 is manufacturing. 5, F&B. 6 is banking. 7 is construction. Number 8 is telco. And number 9, trading. And last but not the least is the IT software. So that is the top 10 industries. Let's proceed with the top 10 highest paying jobs in the Philippines. So dahil galing tayo sa pandemic 2 years ago, so number 1 po na mataas ang sahod talaga is the surgeons or the doctors. Next is judges, 3 is lawyers, 4 is bank managers, 5 CEOs, number 6, CFO, 7 is orthodontist, 8, college professors. Mag-agree po ba yung ating mga college professors? Number 9, pilots. And number 10, marketing directors. So, I will end this session with this quote. So, as much as possible po, during my face-to-face seminar sa inyo, parang 4 years ko na itong ginagawa ng face-to-face and 2 years, going 3 years na ng Zoom or StreamYards. I make it a point na ako po ay nakakaikot sa ating mga students. Ano po, I'm trying to memorize their faces and I'm ending my talk with a challenge. Ano po, na sana after 5 years, ano po, kasi after graduation, no, if you're graduating today, so after today, this year, after 5 years, ako po ay isang inspector ng DOLE, ano po, so bumibisit ako sa company establishments and school. Sana po within or in the next 5 years, pag-visit ko sa company, kayo po yung owner na haharap sa akin, administrative officer, kayo po yung supervisor, kayo yung production engineer, kayo po yung nurse, safety officer, kayo po yung HR manager or accountant na haharap sa akin, or pwede din naman pong kayo yung complainant. Pero mas gusto ko po kayo yung mga nasa unahang nabanggit. And success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Sabi po ito ni Phil. Kasi if you love your job, you'll never experience to work a single day in your life. And that ends my presentation. Marami pong salamat at isang magandang hapon sa ating lahat.
Thank you for that, Ms. Ruth. So to our audience, kung may tanong kayo, pwede nyo pong ilagay sa ating comment section. Okay. Eto ma'am, from Justin Carl Daria. Makakakuha po ba ng 13th month pay kung January to May lang po ang pinasok?
Alright. Yes, ma'am, entitled po sa 13-month pay, although 5 months po nagtrabaho, provided po ang nasa ruling natin kanina is 1 month, you rendered services for 1 month in the company. Prorated 13-month po ang tawag doon.
Ayan. So, Justin, alam mo na yung sagot. Ayan. Next question po, ma'am. Sige po, sa viewers natin, pwede po kayong mag-put in pa na questions. Ito, ma'am, coming from me. Pwede po naman itanong kung ano yung mga pinaka-common cases na fina-file sa DOLE para po magkaroon ng warning sa mga papasok pa lang po sa industry.
Alright, ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Shari, for that question. Nowadays po, ang common na na-encounter namin is illegal termination or illegal dismissal. So what we're advising to both parties is that when it comes to government agencies, ang labanan po is documentation talaga. Ano po? So the worker will claim na tinanggal siya illegally, ano po. But the employer will claim na we have served you with notice to explain, we have undergone preventive suspension, and so on and so forth. But still, the worker is afforded with due process. Without the due process, kahit po nag-serve tayo ng documents, hindi natin nasatisfy yung two notices rule, illegal termination pa rin po yun.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Another question here from Trisha Solorin. Kung bigla ka pong tinanggal sa trabaho bago makuha yung 13th month pay, possible pa po ba na makuha yung 13th month?
Yes, Ma'am Trisha. Share ko lang, Ma'am Shari, ang nagiging complaint po sa amin is seasonal. So kapag pumasok po ng January, ang lahat po ng complaints is all about 13-month pay. When it comes to November, December, illegal dismissal po ang nagiging complaints. So kapag ikaw ay natanggal sa trabaho before receiving your 13-month pay, at despite demands, despite text and request for the release of your 13-month pay, hindi po binigay ni employer, pwede po kayo magsadya sa aming opisina. Sa Dole, Cavite, tabi po kami ng PhilHealth, or i-post ko po dito yung link para po makapag-online filing po kayo. But make sure po kapag nag-online filing kayo, please attend the conferences. Kasi minsan po ma'am, na-abuse po yung aming online platform for the hearings, for the conduct of hearings. Marami pong nagpa-file online pero hindi na po uma-attend.
Ayan.
Thank you po.
Regarding sa process, ma'am, matanong pala namin, ma'am, since nasabi niyo na po na madami pong nagfa-file ng cases. So, ang process po ba, ma'am, is that kapag nag-file ka po ng case, automatic po na may mga susunod pa pong hearings for these cases na kapag hindi nila na-attenan, ano po ba, ma-forfeit po ba yung grievance po nila?
Alright, ma'am. Once you filed sa aming pong online platform, you would be scheduled for 2 conferences. That is for the request for assistance. You would be notified through text the dates of the hearings or conferences. If you opt to use the Zoom platform, pwede po kayong umattend online or pwede po kayong umattend personally sa aming office. So, after 2 hearings and conferences, hindi po kayo nagkasundo, marirefer po namin kayo sa NLRC, but most likely po, nasisettle po namin, lalo na po at 13-month pay yung claim ng mga workers.
Ayan. Thank you for that, Ms. Ruth. So, sharing to our audience, the link for that online filing is sena.dole.gov.ph. So, we'll also put it in the comment section. Ayan. So, thank you, thank you. Hindi pala, ma'am, no, hindi pala basta-basta mag-file ng case. Kailangan handa ka talaga sa mga susunod na process. Ayan. So, dapat handa kayo. Ayan. Ito, ma'am, last na lang pong question. 13th month pa rin. Ito, ma'am. From John R. Sensi Romano, pag part-timer po ba makakakuha pa rin ng 13th month?
Sir John, pwede po bang maging particular? Gaano po ka part-timer yung part-timer? So again, yung computation po natin ng 13-month is basic actual earnings. For example, the part-timer is rendering 3 days a week. So you are entitled po for 13-month pay.
Yan. So, thank you for answering all of the questions, Ms. Ruth. Meron po bang FB page ang Dole Cavite or ways to contact you lang po ng mas madali?
Yes, Ma'am Shari, we have Dole Cavite Provincial Office and kami po ay merong mga staff na sumasagot real-time and on-time for your concerns. So, ito po yung aming page, posting na po.
Ayan, okay. So, we'll also put it in the comment section. Like to everyone, please search or follow Dole Cavite Provincial Office po. So, if you have concerns or meron pa kayong questions, pwede po kayong dumiretso. Meron naman daw po silang staff na po na sumasagot. Ayan. Mr. Ruth, we prepared a certificate for you. We'll put it up. So, this certificate is awarded to Miss Ruth Arevalo Terible. So, this ma'am is from the Office of Student Affairs and Services, for sharing her valuable insights as resource speaker on the topic Basic Labor Rights and In-Demand Occupations during the conduct of 2022 virtual pre-employment webinar with the theme Employment Engagement Learning from Global Inclusion and Trend, given this 29th day of November 2022 via Facebook Live. This is signed by Ma'am Sharon Isip, RPM Dean for the Office of Student Affairs. Dr. Maria Agnes P. Nuestro, PhD, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Sir Hernando D. Robles, EDD, CEO 6, University President. Ms. Ruth, thank you for sharing your time with our students po this afternoon. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am Shari and Kabsu po.
Have a great day, Miss Ruth. Ayan. Don't leave yet, students. We have last speaker for this afternoon. He will be presenting things I wish to know before graduating college. So, Sir Renz Mendoza, IT Infrastructure and Deployment Manager for CvSU Alumni. Sorry, nakalimutan ko. Before we proceed to Sir Renz, ayan. Let's welcome Sir Kim. So if you remember the first topic, so he's here now. Ayan, joining us live. So if you remember the first topic, let's prepare our questions for that.
No
So sir, ako
sound.
yung mauuna. Ako yung mauuna, sir. Ako yung mauuna magtanong. First question, would it be possible to apply to jobs even if it's not directly related to your course? Like, nagsiscroll ka ng vacancies, tapos ay, parang maganda yung job na to. Click, 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 click. Is that okay? Are you there, sir? Hello? Did you
Hi,
hear me?
Shari.
Ayan. Ayan. Hi, sir. So, I go first.
I can hear you now. Okay na. Mahina
Okay,
signal
ayan.
kanina.
Okay, my first question was, is it okay to apply to jobs not directly related to your course? Like, if you see a position on the website and you see, ay, parang maganda yung tunog nito, pwede ka bang mag-submit ng application? Pwede ka bang
Yes,
mag-apply?
definitely. Kahit walang connect sa course, pwede mag-submit na application. You can try to submit to as many companies as you want for as long as you do your research and you make sure na alam mo yung pinapasukan nyo. No? At the same time, basta gusto mo yung company tsaka gusto mo yung trabaho, then definitely you can apply. No? Kahit walang connect sa kung ano man yung course or napagtapos po ninyo. Ayan.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Next question. If, for example, you sent out a lot of applications, would it be possible to retract? Can you withdraw your application
Okay.
via
So,
the
ang
website?
maganda kasi sa resume link is that when you use your resume to apply online, you'll be able to see the status of your job application. So malalaman nyo kung yung in-applyan nyo ba, pinaprocess na ba kayo, or naka-pending pa rin, meaning hindi pa rin kayo pinaprocess ng mga HR. So yan yung maganda dyan. No? And then later on, when you submit to a company, for some reason you want to retract, gusto mo na i-withdraw yung application mo, kung ano man yung dahilan, ang maganda rin is you can always log in to your dashboard, hanapin mo yung company in-applyan mo or sinamitan mo ng resume link, then you can withdraw your application. So, although hindi ko naman ini-encourage na gawin nila, mag-apply, tapos withdraw. Na wag naman natin laruin yung pag-a-apply. Maging seryoso rin tayo. Pero, yun ay function na pwede nyo gawin using your resume link, dashboard nyo sa job seeker, just in case you want to withdraw your application na dun sa company. Ayan.
Okay, taking note of that, sir. Last na lang po, last na lang. What was the question? The question is, if for example you have already submitted these resumes to the companies and you're already set for the interview, nakaschedule na po kayo for the interview, ano pong mangyayari if you were unable to attend that interview? Meron
Okay.
po meron natatag po ba or meron po bang, magiging parang red mark on your profile?
Ang ano diyan, ang tip diyan is kapagka meron kayong na-confirm na interview with the schedule ng company, you definitely have to show up. Now, halimbawa lang hindi ka nakapag-comply sa kung ano man ang dahilan, no? Mababaw man yung dahilan or sabihin natin very valid naman yung reason. Ang tip ko is that you have to inform. Kailangan nyo po sabihan yung mga companies na hindi kayo makakapagpatuloy doon sa interview na yon, sa schedule na yon. At kung baka sakali lang, pwede kayo mag-request for another time or date parang pa-reschedule kayo. But you have to do that prior to your schedule. Hindi yung halimbawa lang interview mo 3 o'clock ng hapon tapos let's say Thursday no na 3 o'clock ng hapon, hindi wag mo namang gagawin na nag-a-advise ka tapos na yung oras, tapos na yung schedule. Friday na tsaka mo sasabihin, "Ma'am, pwede po ba mag-reschedule na application ng aking interview?" Diba? So mas maganda, you have to inform before your confirmed schedule. Now, ano yung implication? Yung implication naman diyan, um, ayaw mo kasi masira yung credibility mo dun sa company. Kasi tandaan nyo, yung mga HR, umiikot lang din yan. No? Sila, umiikot yan sa iba-ibang kumpanya. Baka ma-meet mo rin yung same company na yun or same HR later on sa ibang kumpanya nga applyan mo. Kaya mas mabuti, you are able to build a good relationship, good record, ika nga, dun sa person and also dun sa company. Okay?
All right. So thank you for that, sir. So, sir, we prepared the certificate for you. So, we'll just read through it lang, sir. So, this certificate is presented to Sir Kim Chua. So, this, sir, is from the Cavite State University Office of Student Affairs and Services. Thank you, Sir Kim, for sharing your valuable insights as resource speaker on the topic resume applications during the conduct of 2022 virtual employment webinar with the theme Employment Engagement Learning from Global Inclusion and Trends, given this 29th day of November 2022 via Facebook Live. Signed by Ma'am Sharon M. Isip, RPM, Dean of the Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Maria Agnes P. Nuestro, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Sir Hernando D. Robles, EDD CEO 6, University President for CvSU. Sir Kim, thank you for sharing your
Maraming salamat din. Maraming salamat sa Cavite State University, no, sa buong team. Thank you for your continuous support sa ating mga services sa mga estudyante nyo. Salamat. Ingat po.
Thank you, Sir Kim. Have a great day. Ayan.
Okay.
Now, please don't leave because we have another speaker for this afternoon. We have Sir Renz Mendoza, IT Infrastructure Deployment Manager for, I forgot company, CloudStaff. Is it CloudStaff? Things I wish to know before graduating college. So, Sir Renz is an esteemed alumnus of the university. Sir Renz, let's put your deck up.
Okay. Thanks, Shari.
Ayan.
Alright.
So if I see any glitches on your presentation, I'll come in po to advise you. You have
Alright.
the floor.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Shari, for assisting. Good afternoon, everyone, to students sa pag-graduate na po this December. I think it's better that you can have a few seconds of a water break kasi it's already 2 hours and 42 minutes na kayo ay naka-stream sa amin dito sa event ng CvSU OSAS. Allow me also to just, encourage you right now to share this live event to your classmates, in your GCs, in your Facebook profiles right now, and even in your Facebook groups kung saan kasali yung orgs nyo or anything related sa academics. Allow me just to have a quick rundown of the campus and colleges para naman mapump up tayo sa ating last session. Kasi this one's really kind of different. Kanina, just to recall, we had resume preparation coming from Sir Kim, personality development and tips coming from Miss Mariel, expectation for the new normal work environment coming from Sir Chris, labor education for graduating students, care for Miss Ruth, 'di ba? Sabi ko nga kanina sa chat namin, Miss Ruth wala na yung 13-month pay. Nalimas na ni Judith and Jonah. So eventually, makikilala nyo din si Judith and Jonah pag nagkaroon na kayo ng mga bills. So allow me to recall the colleges right now in main campus. Pag na-mention yung college nyo, Heart React naman dyan or anything, Heart React. So first with KFNR. KFNR everyone, Heart React tayo dyan, anyone. And CAS, College of Arts and Science right now. Hello everyone. Also, from College of Criminal Justice, CCJ, College of Education. Yes. CEMDS, College of Economics, Management and Development Studies. Of course, my beloved college, CEIT, College of Engineering and Information Technology. CON, College of Nursing. CSPIR, College of Sports, Physical Education and Recreation. CVMDS, College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. And lastly, baka sakali lang ho, Office of the Graduate Studies and Graduate Learning College. Well, for branch campuses po, kaway-kaway po sa Bacoor Campus, Heart React. You can also share this page. Tara, let's pump up the last talk session of this event. Carmona Campus, General Trias Campus, Imus Campus, Maragondon Campus, Nai Campus, Rosario Campus, Silang Campus, Tanza Campus, and lastly, where I am situated right now, I'm working from home, Trece Martires City Campus. Shout out. So before I start, so this is really something that Christine of CvSU OSAS requested to me because on my last year of speaking with CvSU OSAS, nagkaroon po ng technical glitch and I really wanted to bounce back from the technical glitch. So she asked of me to have a kind of motivational, inspirational speech or career talk about, after graduating. And I realized in my 12 years working after 2010, by the way, ako po ay isang BSIT student. Kaway-kaway, BSIT, come on. Maganda ang future ng mga IT students, engineering, and lahat naman nag-graduate. So, ako po si Renz Mendoza, by the way. You may connect with me on the following avenues that I provided. Also, I'm communicating on the chat on my my resume link, LinkedIn, and even Gmail, so we can connect after my talk. So, next slide, please. I want to kind of give you an icebreaker of my presentation because I realize how I wish all I need is a diploma after graduation. And I realize actually after ko graduate, I got hired a month before. So ganun ako ka anticipating sa aking pag-graduate. Hindi ko lang sinasabi sa classmate ko, but a month or 2 months, I've already signed a job offer from Accenture. So for the IT people, engineering people, if you know Accenture, it's really a great company to start, to have a boot camp. I was initially trained to Java, and I was assigned to US client in healthcare. So it's really a good opportunity for me. But yeah, looking forward, when I graduated, how I wish all I need is this diploma, guys. Pero in my 12 years working, hindi lang pala diploma yung kailangan ko. And this presentation is kinda, kung babalikan ko lang, ano yung mga bagay na dapat alam ko para mas lalo ko napaghandaan yung career ko after graduation way back 2010. Next slide, please. So ayan ako. This was me 14 years ago. Because aside from playing volleyball, by the way, ako po ay volleyball player, hindi man varsity ng Cavite State University, but in CEIT, I'm a libero. And ayun, I'm also active in connecting to events, technology events, and I was able to come through Ateneo Misa. So shout out. Alam ko na wala dito yung mga Ateneo friends ko, but that time, this was 2008. I'm just third year student, and I really value connecting with people, and lalo na pag mag-embark na ako sa career coach, I really put value in connecting with people. So I was connected to Ateneo Misa for 2 years straight. I'm attending their event. Come to take of note, mga Ateneo students talaga ito, and I found out that they really humble, and this was me holding the banner of the event. I'm the lone representative of Cavite State University way back 2008, and this was in Accenture Gateway Pioneer in Mandaluyong. So after nung intrams, kita niyo po yung naka-blue. Sunog na sunog po ako yan. After ng volleyball. So ayan po. Ako po yung nag-represent na Cavite State University, and all of them are really Ateneo students. Sila po yung mga officers ng Ateneo Misa. Next slide please. Another also fact about me, I had 1 medal before graduating. This was not academic, but I was a silver medalist in university games in intrams way back 2009. I think in the history of CEIT varsity, I was the first libero in volleyball. So ano yun, first time na nagkaroon ng libero, ako po yun way back 2009. So yeah, just to formally kick in my presentation, next slide please. Realizations of a main campus graduate after 12 years. Actually, due to limitation of time, I only have five things, but actually there's more. So to start, next slide please. How I wish. So ito na yung how I wish, mga how I wish statements ko. How I wish that I focus on my alignment at the early stage of my college. Because that's it eh. How I wish I knew earlier that there are some focus area in my path that can be considered more than coding. Because way back 2006, 2010 kasi ako eh. Kaya yung talagang path na align lang sa amin that time, yung laging talked about, is coding. But I realized nung nag-OJT ako na pwede pala akong mag-cross industry, pwede akong mag-shift. It's just that I still chose IT eventually, but it's kind of a disruption for me when I had my internship because it's really HR. It's human resources. Nagkaroon ako ng biggest job fair. That's Jabapalooza, by the way, from Job Street. Sobrang laki yun, hindi na nasundan. But I really came to know that for me, after graduating college, this could be also my option. But focusing on you right now, how I wish na nag-focus ako sa strengths ko. Or I could also, contribute to the solutions to societal issues and even pioneer across that haven't started yet. So ako guys, I encourage you na focus on your strength. It's like kahit IT ka and you think na pwede kang, alam mo yun, kunyari nagkaroon ka ng stint sa peer facilitator, you can shift to counseling. Why not? So ang sa akin lang is that you could also have a work at the same time passion, because that's I think one of my wishes na how I wish mas nag-align ako dun sa strength. O kaya dun sa may mga causes talaga, solutions to societal issues and even pioneer a cause that haven't started yet. Maybe some of you right now, you're planning to have a startup in the company. Maraming students ngayon, especially in Manila, nagbi-build up sila ng startup. Right now, I'm speaking to you right now. If meron sa inyo nagpaplano to build a startup in Cavite, why not start it up? Focus on your strengths. Focus on solutions to societal issues and even pioneer a cause that haven't started yet, especially here in Cavite. Next slide, please. How I wish I had the courage to shift. So something like that. Because I realized nung nag-work na ako, I had gifts in counseling and mentoring. And how I wish I had the courage to shift to psychology and eventually towards psychiatry. But sobrang layo ko na. Because right now, just to share, kasi sinabi niya na infra deployment manager ako. Right now, I'm already working at Manulife as senior release manager. So it's really pretty too far for me to go back to um, my love, my gift in counseling and mentoring. Though I can contribute this one in the community where I am in right now. So I'm still working in IT passionately, but for me, I would advise you right now kasi good start kayo. As in you could really think strategically knowing nag-graduate kayo. If there's a hunch for you to shift on a specific industry, specific skills, and even study again if kaya, why not? Maybe right now there's uncertainty in you to pursue a career related to your degree and thinking of a shift. Right now, I'm encouraging you, why not try it? Though, malaki talaga yung naaambag ng pag-work sa marketplace kasi it's really give you experiential stints, experiential thing na hindi mo matututunan sa school. Though in school matututunan ka ng fundamentals, pero iba yung vast of experience pag nasa marketplace ka na. Like kanina dinidiscuss yung sa personality, yung sa resume, real na real yun pag nasa marketplace ka na. So right now I encourage you, this is also one of my wish, if you think of shifting, maybe you're from, how about College of Nursing? Kasi meron akong kilala, College of Nursing, pero nasa IT. She had the courage to shift. Kasi that time when in our batch, meron kasi yung College of Nursing na Certificate in Information Systems Management, which had been helpful for her to shift in IT. So may kilala akong ganun, taga CvSU, but was able to shift to IT because meron silang minor on that as a College of Nursing. It's also helpful. And I'm encouraging you right now na if have a courage to shift. Kasi hindi pa naman huli ang lahat para sa iyo. Kasi bata ka pa. So yun yung aking encouragement. If you had the courage to shift, maybe a profession or from a marketplace, why not? Go. Have the courage to shift. Kasi parang ang pangit naman na sobrang layo muna but then hindi mo naman gusto yung ginagawa mo. I remember one of the we have a friend, if you know Vin Orias, ewan ko kung Instagrammer kayo, pero Vin Orias right now is a famous designer. Pero bago yon, ano ba yung kinaharap ni Vin Orias? Sorry, I mean, biglang on the spot na mention ng tao. Vin Orias right now is a famous fashion designer. But before that, I came to know him na nagde-dread siya dahil, sorry, hindi naman to kabawasan sa mga industrial engineers, but he was able to finish industrial engineering. And every day na nang graduate siya, nag-work na siya sa marketplace, hindi niya gusto yung ginagawa. Sumasakay siya ng bus, umuwi siya ng bahay na umiyak siya kasi ang gusto niya talaga ay fashion designing. So right now, I know some of you, if you check Bin Orias right now Instagram, yung Solihiya bags niya, sobrang benta right now and connected na siya sa mga famous celebrities in the Philippines. So that's my encouragement to you. Have the courage to shift. Next slide, please. How I wish I volunteered more. So kaway-kaway po sa mga part ng org. Kasi ako po before ay naging VP for elites sa College of Engineering and Information Technology sa mga organization. How I wish I volunteered more. Because aside from it is fun, I learned to give back and maybe have given more before. Kasi as you give, you also build your character. You also build your leadership skills. Kaya nga isa yun sa wish ko sana alam ko na yung peer facilitators before sa OSA. So, nag-volunteer sana ako. So, right now kasi sobrang talked about yung mental health issues and concerns. Right now, mag-shift yung mga injuries, yung sa mga emergencies. It's not about, alam mo yung mga dread, but it's all about in the mind. So, right now, na-align kasi ako sa counseling eh. And I'm also doing that in our church. So, how I wish I had the chance to volunteer more. Maybe right now, pag-graduate na kayo, but outside your work, contribute to your community, contribute even more to your barangay so that as you volunteer, you also hone your skills, you also hone your expertise and even your leadership. So again, it's fun that you volunteer for causes in your community and in your future organizations that you will be joining in. Next slide, please. Last, I think it's the second last to my deck. How I wish that I unraveled my leadership potential early. Though I am a follower in my school days, how I wish I participated more in avenues where I can lead early. Because there will come a time that you will lead and you will have no choice. I remember when I was college as well at Cavite State University, I applied to Mark Prof 25. If you heard of that, it's the top 25 marketing management trainees in the Philippines. Because when I had my OJT way back in Telus as HR, fearless na akong mag-shift. Nagagets nyo yun? I wanted to try a lot of things. Aside from going to the tech events, aside from connecting to other school orgs from different universities campuses like Ateneo, na nagkaroon ako ng courage to also try why not try this one kasi baka dito ako marketing management. So I joined Mark Prof 25 and I really learned there na sana mas nag-contribute ako sa leadership kasi meron part doon na nagpe-present kami. It's like a startup presentation na kabatch ko Ateneo from UP Diliman, University of Santo Tomas, and I really experienced that time na wala akong alam ni SWOT. But I really learned a lot kasi I need to be more communicative. I need also to lead. I also need to get the attention so that the people would listen to me. And I think that's it na how I wish I unraveled my leadership potential early. Right now, pag-graduate na yung iba sa inyo, pero dun sa mga, actually, I also wanted to speak to sophomore students, to the junior, kasi as early as now, maganda na first year, second year pa lang, iniisip mo na yung talagang focus mo para na-build mo siya pag graduate mo ng college. Though I'm not saying na 100% prepared ka, kahit paano na-anticipate mo na yung skill specialization mo, yung leadership, yung volunteering mo, all in all kasi sa mga modern companies, kailangan yan. I know yung mga HR na nag-join kanina mag-agree sa akin kasi some of the modern companies right now, they're not just asking what's in your CV, what's outside of your CV. How are you volunteering? How are you honing your leadership skills? Especially sa fresh graduates, if they're joining a global company like Accenture or more any of the brands like that, they will ask of you that. So if given the chance, maka-join ka ng global organization, I challenge you na take leadership trainings and even assignments pag nakuha mo na yung role na gusto mo. So yeah, that's it. One of my how I wish that I unraveled my leadership potential. And I think I'm on my last point. And it's next slide, please. How I wish that even before I failed, I know it's just okay. Allow me to get a quote coming from John Maxwell. Fail early, fail often, but always fail forward. I just want to share to you my first career progression or promotion failure. Of course, it's obviously with a tech company, my first company that I expected that I will be promoted but I was not. And you know what? Umuwi ako sa indang nang umiiyak ako sa lola ko at sa tita ko dahil hindi ako na-promote. But I realized na may kanya-kanya lang pala tayong timing. Maybe some of you right now, guys, irregular kayo. Maybe 4 years lang yung course nyo, pero 5th year nyo na. I encourage you that it's not too late to really discover yourself and move forward for your failure right now. I'm pretty sure right now na some of you, natatakot kayo sa future, natatakot kayo sa mga naging failures nyo sa academics. Come to think right now na minsan yung mga history makers, world changers, ang dami nilang failure sa college nila. So right now, I really learned a lot from this book by John Maxwell, Failing Forward. And I take failure as a platform for me to be better, to be successful. So right now, guys, especially I'm part of the millennial workforce right now. And even I can relate to the Gen Z na minsan hindi na tayo naka-bounce back. Pero right now I'm telling you, you have a destiny to fulfill. Your failures doesn't define you. Though sometimes we are in an environment or a kind of culture where we are boxed and we are always getting reminded of our failures. I'm telling you right now, I'm encouraging you to change your perspective about failure. Even as early as now. Bakit? Kasi there are more failures to come. And I'm telling you, it's really disappointing. You will have anxiety, but I'm encouraging you right now to take failure as a stepping stone to success. I really learned a lot from John Maxwell ko. So kung makikita niyo yung book na Failing Forward, I think so far in my reading habit, Failing Forward is the best book that I've read so far about failure. So right now I'm encouraging you, fail forward, move forward. Especially sa mga ireg na students, fifth year na, maybe, I don't know, sixth year, lumipat ka lang ng ibang Cavite State University campus. Kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan. May sarili kang timeline, wag kang ma-pressure. It's not the end of the world right now. You can still find the career that is really for you. It's okay. It's okay to fail. That's one of my realizations because when I had a failure in my career progression and promotion on my first year, I really had, a bad time. I even had a failure subject, by the way. I failed in our compre. So I almost na ako noon graduate, parang cum laude standing na ako. But then I had failure in comprehensive exam. That was IT way back. So nagkaroon ako ng fail. Sayang naman yung cum laude ko. Pero I need to move forward on that. There are a lot of failures that I've experienced, even in academic na nag-fail ako sa compre, but I moved forward and I was able to get into one of the biggest tech companies right now in the Philippines. Siguro alam niyo na yun, nasabi ko yung brand before. Hindi ko na lang i-mention. So, allow me to end my presentation with a story of failing forward. So this is one of the greatest icons before that ever lived. In 1816, next slide, his family was forced out of their home. He had to work to support them. Next slide, please. In 1818, his mother died. In 1831, he failed in business. In 1832, ran for legislature in United States but lost. In 1832, another one also lost his job on the same year, wanted to go to law school but couldn't get in. 1832, 1833, sorry about that, borrowed some money from a friend to begin a business, and by the end of the year, he was bankrupt. He spent next 17 years of his life paying off the debt. Next slide, please. 1834, ran for legislature again. This time he won. Aba, naka-bounce back si sir. 1835, was engaged to be married, but his sweetheart died and his heart was broken. 1836, had a total nervous breakdown to the point that he was in bed for 6 months. Next slide. 1838, sought to become Speaker of the Legislature but defeated. Next slide, please. 1840, sought to become elector but defeated again. Next slide. 1843, ran for U.S. Congress, 3 strikes defeat. Next slide, please. 1846, ran for Congress again, but this time he won, went to Washington, and had a great performance. Next slide. 1848, ran for Congress re-election, but another defeat. Next slide. 1849, sought the job of a land officer in his home state, but rejected. Next slide. 1854, ran for the Senate of United States, but lost. 1856, sought the vice presidential nomination at his party's national convention, but got less than 100 votes. Come to think of that, sobrang laki ng party national convention, but he just only got 100 votes. That's really devastating. In 1858, ran for U.S. Senate again. Again, he lost. Come to think of that, was it obvious to him where is he heading? And 1860, he was elected President of the United States. We're talking about none other than Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the United States. Allow me to end my talk to you. If you're having fears in your future, if you are really drawn by your failures, maybe you're already in fifth year pero dapat fourth year lang naman, allow this to be your force to move forward. This is really the Bible verse that speaks to me when I started in the marketplace. Eventually, I found out this verse in that marketplace. Jeremiah 29:11. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. Enjoy the journey ahead to graduating students. That's all about my presentation. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day and keep on fighting.
Thank you for that, Sir Renz. So to our audience, we are opening the floor. Baka may tanong kayo kay Sir Renz. Itanong natin sa kanya. So pwede niyong gamitin yung comment section for comments and or questions. So, dapat sir yung tanong ko about rejection pero ang dami mo nang nasabi na preempt mo ako. So, hindi na kita tatanong about it. Ito na lang, sir. Ito na lang, sir, yung second question ko. Why is it important that as a generation, we keep on trying, we keep on moving forward? Speaking to millennials, Gen Zs here in the crowd.
Because the hardest reality that we ever come to face is that time is not waiting for us. You know that? Like, there are a lot of issues within us. There are a lot of failures. Alam mo yung tipong nagpapabigat sa atin para umangat. Pero, if hindi ka magde-decide na kailangan mong mag-move forward, walang mangyayari. Hindi naghihintay yung oras, hindi naghihintay yung mga magulang natin. Tumatakbo yung oras. And my encouragement is sana, alam mo yun, yung tipong when you look back in your life, wala kang pinagsisihan. Hindi ka naghintay sa career na gusto mo, hindi ka pinanghinaan ng loob, kakatry dun sa dream role mo. Maybe there are some patterns na talagang rejected ka, but you could have how would I say this? Reroute. Alam nyo si Waze, nagre-reroute yan pag lumagpas ka eh. Bakit sa buhay natin hindi natin kaya mag-reroute? If you think you can't be a developer right now, why not work first in a business kind of work? Then after 1 year, nag-prepare ka, apply ka uli, try mo uli. It's like buti nga si Waze eh, nagre-reroute. Ganon din siguro sa atin sa mga buhay natin. There are some reroutes in our life na eventually maglaland din tayo dun sa destination na kahantungan natin.
Ayan. Baka may umiyak dyan, ha? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for imparting your words. So let's end with a high note. Let's end with those words from Sir Renz. No? So, Sir Renz, let me present this certificate to you. So this is prepared by the CvSU Office of Student Affairs and Services Office. Ayan. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Sir Ernst P. Mendoza for sharing valuable insights as a resource speaker on the topic Things I Wish I Know Before Graduating College during the conduct of 2022 virtual pre-employment webinar with the theme Employment Engagement Learning from Global Inclusion and Trend, given this 29th day of November 2022 via Facebook Live. This is signed by Ms. Sharon MEC RPM, Dean for the Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Agnes P. Nuestro, PhD, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Sir Hernando D. Robles, EDD CEO 6, University President. Sir Renz, I think we lost him. Na-disconnect po ata siya. But Sir Renz, we will be sending these certificates via email na lang po. Sir Renz, ayan, he's back. Ayan. Sir, we will be sending these certificates via email na lang po to you po and the rest of the speakers. Sir Renz, again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
for sharing your stories, sir. Ayan. Thank you, Sir Renz. Have a great afternoon. To everyone, please don't forget to evaluate. We'll put the evaluation at the comment section. So this serves as your attendance for today's event. So paki-fill out na lang po within the day. So if ever na hindi gumana yung evaluation on your end, kindly screenshot as proof of your attendance with the date and the time today. So please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting next week and this week, meron natin this week. So you can check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you're welcome to join in any of those sessions. So for free on all the time. So with that, thank you so much for joining us, and advance congratulations to people who would be graduating soon. So thank you guys, and see you in the workforce. Have a great afternoon.
CvSU all the way through, seat of hope that we dream of, under the sky so blue. Verdant fields, God's gift to you, open our lives anew. Oh, our hearts, our hands and minds too, in your bosom thrive and grow. Seeds of hope are now in bloom. Vigilant stands to you have sworn. To CvSU our faith goes on. Cradle of hope and bright vision. Sturdy arms that care are the nation builders, blessed with strength and power. To our Almighty we offer. Seeds of hope are now in bloom. Vigilant sons to you have sworn. To CvSU our faith goes on. Cradle of hope and bright vision. We pray for CvSU. God's blessings be with you. You're the master, one of builders. CvSU leads forever.
Jollibee Foods Corporation is one of the largest and fastest growing Asian restaurant companies in the world. Home to formidable brands with Jollibee at the helm. It operates over 5,800 stores spanning 35 countries across Asia, North America, and Europe. From its humble ice cream house beginnings to becoming a dominant industry leader, JFC's business model has sustained profitable growth for 4 decades, evidenced by its steadily increasing net sales, profit, and stock market performance. It is the recipient of numerous international accolades, from Best Employer to Most Outstanding Corporation to Asia's Most Admired Company. JFC continuously gives back to the communities it operates in through the Jollibee Group Foundation. Its core programs are centered on food security, alleviating hunger so children can continue their schooling, and connecting small farmers to sell their produce to large institutions to uplift their livelihood. Through consistent taste superiority, outstanding value for money, and the highest quality of food, service, and cleanliness, coupled with the talent and commitment of its world-class organization expanding across the globe, JFC delivers on its mission to bring the joy of eating to everyone. Taking it closer to its vision of becoming one of the top 5 restaurant companies in the world. This is Jollibee Foods Corporation.